about it. And I don't believe your government, ever since Goodluck Jonathan, this Islamic government that you have in Nigeria, I generally believe they're going to try to Islamicize Nigeria using through government forces and using corporate power and the wealth from the oil-rich South. And I think their plan is to systematically use this to make sure there's a permanent Islam majority so they can never lose government. Because the second they get a permanent Islam majority, it's all over for the Christians in the South. You can't vote them out. You can't fight them out. They have the army, they have the military, they have all of the taxes that are going to fund their areas, and they have the poorest areas. So what doesn't make sense is these terrorist organizations that are going around in your country, there is no way they'd be going around without the full cooperation and support by the federal Nigerian government. And this is what I think. There is no way they'd be let. How can Boko Haram get all these weapons, get all these militias, kidnap kids, and you can't rescue these children? The only reason they're not rescued is because the government doesn't want. You're doomed, I'm sorry to say. That happened to me and my people. And we had no choice because we couldn't vote them out. We were too small. They had the military, they had the economy, everything. So I'm thinking about you guys. Hopefully they're sorted soon. But I generally believe the Nigerian government is the one doing this. And they're doing it. They've given these militias the green light to do this. And that's why none of them is being held accountable. Because they simply don't want to. And I think that's a sad truth. Thank you.
Sheikh, I have a question for you.
Should I continue with the questions?
When you guys, prior to your...
Should I continue with the questions?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Or civil war, were they dividing, like finding ways to divide the South? You know, those of you in the South, like they tribes and
yeah, they divided us between Nuer and the Dinka. So the Dinka, the majority, which are my people. The Nuer are like, so us Dinka were about 30%, the Nuer about 15%, and then we have another 62 tribes, and they divided us into Dor, Nuer, Dinka, and we were fighting each other before we ever fought them. We only became united in 1983, so from 1956 till 1983, us black tribes in the southern part of Sudan, we were fighting each other, and because of the divisions that came from the federal government, so they divided us up in certain areas. So the west is the Barkazal area, the east is the Nuer area, and the north is the Nuer area, and the south is the more like Islamic area in Juba. So if you go to our capital, Juba, a lot of people speak Juba Arabic. And the reason is because the government up north wanted to make Arabic as an official language of the southern Christians. Because if they make Arabic as an official language, we become Arabized. So then we start, pretty much, it takes away our traditional language and our culture. They essentially try to Arabize all of the people in the southern of Sudan, like they have in the north. Like when you go to North Sudan, they're like Algerians and Moroccans and stuff. They're Muslim, they speak Arabic and stuff. That's what they wanted to do till the whole Sudan. They essentially divided us, they conquered us, and then eventually we had a leader that came in. He essentially told the blacks in the south, listen, we have to come together or they're going to kill us all. And that only came in 1983. When we declared our movement, the Sudanese People Liberation Army, it was like a guerrilla movement. And then we fought, and then we eventually won. But even till today, we're divided. So the Nuer and the Dinka in 2013, they caused a civil war in my country, but we ended that pretty quickly. But even till today, those tribal lines that have divided us against are so hard to break apart. Like tribal tensions in my country are so bad right now because of what they did. Of generating different tribes, it's incredibly difficult because of the way they made us see each other since the founding of our country. And we're just trying to get through those tribal lines even till today. So it leaves deep wounds. I don't know if they've divided you guys in Nigeria and your tribe, but they really did a number on us.
That's why I asked you that question, because like everything you're saying, it's like I'm watching a movie while you're saying it, because this is our reality right now.
Now you know why I brought him.
Wow, we went through the exact same thing. Wow, it's not so different.
It's horrible, Ashchik. It's never been this horrible, but right now it's horrible, and especially among the two tribes. That's kind of like everybody has always known. Like these people are literally in love with each other. The intermarriage is crazy, but to find even men who have like their wives from this other tribe will spew the worst, oh my god, the worst, the most horrible rhetorics divisive rhetorics that you would wonder, how is he living with his wife and he has the heart, the stomach to say, even those of them who have children. Oh God, I don't know what to say.
It's the same thing. Like my uncle, he's Dinka, his wife is Dor, and he has children that are Dor, and he speaks shit about Dor 24. He thinks he's superior because he's Dinka, and that's the way he was raised to think. And he has children with her. He's married to her, and he talks shit like that to the children all the time. And I just say this is the level of brainwashing. For example, I myself as a Dinka, I could never date a Nuer girl. Like, if I wanted to, it'd be so difficult because my parents would be like, no, absolutely not happening. They're not our people. This is the type of brainwashing would happen. Or if I wanted to date a Dor girl or something else, brainwashing that I have to survive as an individual coming from the people that are close to me. It's simply horrific. And this tribal thing is the thing that's really, they've done a number of that. And this came from the northern Islamists that did this to us. So right now we even have to heal between each other's tribes. Like, I'm the tribalist. I can just South Sudanese, you're my people. I don't care. I was never raised like that. But this local tribalism is very, very hard, and I think it's the hardest thing to get rid of because we can never unite. We united against the Islamist north because they were killing us, but between each other now in the country, it's so divided. It's a segregated country. It's like certain regions you only have Dinka, certain regions you have Nuer, certain regions you have Dor. It's like an ethnic federation. It's not the same like Nigeria. It's like an ethnic federation. Like certain regions are one tribe and another tribe, because we have that same problem here, and it's a big, big problem.
Oh my goodness.
We don't live together.
Wow. Like Dinka, like I don't even know what to say.
Yes. I think, did I just say you had a question? I'm telling you, if you listen to it, it's like, hold on, isn't that what is going on in Nigeria? You know, and you can see what he's saying, where even though that North Sudan cut off, as soon as they removed South Sudan, they can no longer say, oh, is it because these people are not Muslims, these people are not our tribe? What happens? They started fighting with each other. And that's what would happen in northern Nigeria as well, because there is a section of the Muslims that are not jihadists like these people. So even if they ended up splitting Nigeria, they will still end up in another war. Archie, do you have a question for him?
I was just gonna say that. Oh, sorry. Go on, Archie.
No, go on. Let me not cut your trend of thought.
I was gonna say when we left the North Sudan, and don't forget they're all Muslim in North Sudan. Now they're having the worst civil war they've ever had in their own country, and they're all Muslims. There's no Christians there. We're not there anymore, and they're killing each other. Like, we're not there. So the southern Christians that they wanted to brainwash and convert to Islam, we're gone. We have our own country. And what did they do? They start shooting each other. There's been like over 800,000 killed by each other. There's about 4 million refugees. 1 million of them, we have to look at our border. And this is Muslims killing Muslims in the north. It has nothing to do with South Sudanese Christians. We're no longer part of the country. So if that could happen in Nigeria, let's say they split from the north are probably going to fight themselves. Even if you're not there, you know? It's crazy.
The thing is, sorry to like burst in, the thing is the North does not actually comprise of just Muslims. North is 50-50, 50% Muslims, 50% Christians. So it can't even work. That's the simple truth. Excuse me. We have 50% of Muslims in the North, 50% of Christians. I'm a Muslim, I'm from the Middle Belt, but if for some crazy reasons we're saying that we're going to have, God forbid, a different country for the North, like Middle Belt is definitely going to fall into North because they call it North Central, and that's the issue we're having, calling Middle Belt North Central. So 50% of us in Middle Belt are Muslims, 50% are Christians, and even in the far north, northeast and north. If you go to the northeastern part of the country, we have lots of Christians, maybe 40 to 60 or 45 to 55%. So it is not even, it's unimaginable. There will be another civil war happening in the north itself if they have their own country.
So this is why they know this. This is why they're rapidly displacing you guys.
Hey, Lami,
they cannot, oh.
Southern
They cannot, oh.
You You know there is mostly southern Kaduna that is a Christian, right? Now think about it. Where have most of the attacks been? Southern Kaduna. Because that's where the Kafanchan people and stuff. That's the Christian part of Kaduna, right?
And then we just let's
that's what they're doing. Gradually removing the Christians they know are there because they want that land. Archie, I'm gonna keep you here for a little bit. Archie, you can ask a new question now.
Archie, thank you very much for coming on the space and sharing your perspective. Some of those things you said probably would have been very, very hurried to release. So I understand how it can be. Thank you very much. I have a question, but I will first of all have to just drop a little bit of history so you understand. Like the ladies said, every single thing you've explained has happened in Nigeria already, which will bet my question. But before I ask my question, I have worked with a couple of Sudanese, and just up till recently, I never knew Sudan was not an Arab nation. Do you understand? Because every single Sudani I've come across is very, very Arab-centric in nature. Do you understand? So we have those Arabic names like Hanan, Nihal, and the rest of them, Hisham, and these are people I have worked with. Do you get? So I felt so until I had to go and read a little bit about your country's history and found out that the Arabs busted into your country, I think in the 12th or 13th century, if I am not mistaken, and the invasion started from there, which is quite similar to what the Fulanis did to Nigeria, because like Lamin has described, northern Nigeria was predominantly Hausa land until the Fulanis busted into the country, I think sometime in the 14th century from Senegal, and pushed in, and the invasion started, and we have what we have today. My question, yes, another historical perspective to note for everybody who's listening and is Nigerian is the fact that we have the highest population of Nigerians in diaspora in Sudan. It is not a mistake that Nigeria is the way it is. Our highest population of Nigerians in diaspora, any country in the world, is domiciled in Sudan, predominantly northern Sudan.
Are you kidding? Why?
Yes,
What are they doing there?
Yes, we have 5% of Nigeria's population in northern Sudan. 5%. I think
He's
about
telling the truth. It's correct.
About 10 million. So once you see some things happen in Nigeria, it's not coincidental. It's by design. There is a roadmap. It has been moved.
I'm in as much shock as you. What?
Never heard that before.
It's being replicated. So you have most Nigerians in Sudan than, in fact, the whole of the West, for starters. So, but what my concern is actually with the history you've seen, with the fact that you guys took a step back. If you were given, because I've asked myself this question and I don't have an answer to it, if you were given a bird's eye view and you were sent back in time to forestall something of the nature of, the crisis and the genocide that happened to your people that birthed that, separation. If you...
onye na-alụlia o Comrade Ozichukwu Okafọ ọnwa afọ Ihinna dị Abana Chala Thomas Community kedị na Itoboma. Eso m na one of those boys na-ahụ na video aha lie down apịara ahịa. Anọ m ebe aha ya tinyere that day. Anọ m inside mmiri ahụ. Abido m gunshot. Ndị abara no less than 8 gunshots from ugwu aha. Only need to mog both sides. Actually both sides na-agba egbe n'elu. So with ebe ha gbagara elu, people be those scout for safety. Now so other na asụsụ isi ọrịa. Some people have bike ha chepe ha efe ha gba ọsọ. Ndị a bịarụ raise some of us, but anya nọ na mmiri. Odozi anyị isi ịgba ọsọ like down na bridge. Anya nọ na mmiri far after from mmiri. Ha bịarụ ole bidozi kwa anyị ihe. Without asking any question, without saying anything, ndị bido kwa anyị ihe. Humiliate anyị, ha frustrate anyị. Wụrụ amanya n'azụ. Just never as if I will murder us. You can dash 3 times as if I won't mad. Small boys, so small boys. The goose are bridge about small boys now. I just thought they had the quiet here without making any investigation. No investigation, nothing. Man, I go say before get make this kind of thing, you have to search somebody. Then you search that person did guilty. You can carry him. Oh, he be again when na mre, ni na mre pota. Give the go here just like that. You could just molest the time. But I know na line. Gawa no leze. Is on the kwa hobo. Na man can do him. Don't be have a line. I know no leze. Ni leze. I don't no leze more than 2 hours. Na check eze pota. Ka ju kona eze sele help problem. Eze apụta ya hụ eze. Instead, elore ha bịa. Ya ha fanta ha ṅụọ n'isi anyị ka ha ji gide ndị ohi, gide ndị kidnappers. Small boys. Then, to my greatest surprise, ndị abịazie bịazie some of their brothers say one day only in tomorrow ndị obo not there with us gidere that time apịara ihe. But some of those boys sepụzie ha as bra inside ụlọ eze Benjamin Owajimogo. Bra ha inside anya ahụzi ndị ka again. There is some of us see within the moe na ndị mba abịa buza anyị tie na moto na-akwa ihe tie na moto na aja selekwa ihe ha mere unu ele ha mere unu na-akwa ihe na-ele ya accusation na anyị video na-ekwu all sort of rubbish no ha mere ndị aka ha dọcha shi ka ha bụ egwu mmiri na hot afternoon unu ebido na-akwa anyị also okay na since na otoko ka anyị aga so bad is magara na otoko anyị kpere eze nne tie na moto before you know it agbafela otoko I be na raise alarm na shout ele ihe problem ele bu nupu anyị aga ele ihe mere unu nupu anyị aga unu agbafela otoko ele bu nupu anyị aga before you know it anyị role ahịa junction after na army checkpoint I be na shout zi kidnappers ka ndị amị ha weekend intervene ndị amị ha akwụsịkwa anyị ndị vigilante ha bido tụwa ashị one time and I will kidnappers, and I will cut this. That's na hang it with many things, with a gun, with a primary condom, Igbo. All this is how we no. When the evidence had it, when they hang it with highest no not run down yash. Then I say okay, now you just lie, I'm a kind of and I gawa. Massive problem adela. If I know it after 8, I don't know what fire service kind of mention I the map. Come never with that day. Come na motor akubu himself. Because small thing the motor jam while I'm caption the motor win the map. The mother shout or hatch or malaga. Then half reason the men of the boys. Then only motor had the too much. I had more than 15. Mouth now from that motor. How bruise the rest go tiger bees. Then one of my guys yesterday, Agalaga brought back here. That Arab man and I go say now a lock. That he get here. That she may get not more than this thing. Na go and those boys say get na ko ha tiger base. Ya ro na ndị kendo na sell anu already. Na more than 40 anwụọla. Ebuputa ha side. Ekwesịghị here that is a hag was Stacy side. About Stacy side ga represent those boys. Ndị na nwe here me ndaka ha dị ọcha. Ebro cross side ga dosa ha. 6 months they no now. Now I'm no kwa anya ma ndị vigilante obo ha no kwa anya. They cannot focus up and go scot free.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 8th day of April 2024. Today is the eclipse of the sun, noticed in some hemispheres. As you may know, that also normally today is our Igbo New Year. So, Obanyene Ofuma, Tata Bobo Cheke, and the case light, fire. Ebe ọbụla ị nọ go for asọnwafọ Igbo kwubi okwu ihe anyị na-agụ ọwụ for I need decree because we are in charge of this universe. I ji the key. We go for with your soji and oji. Ma bụrụ na anyị nwere ike imenwu ya. Therefore, I once again welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers onto this hallowed platform where we preach the gospel of liberation. This is a revolutionary radio, Radio Biafra London, established by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, but still in the enemy dungeon. We are here. IPOB is fighting for freedom through self-determination. Our interim leader is Mazi Doziem, the head of the Directorate of States. Therefore, we are here live and direct. As you may know, today is the 8th day of April 2024. We are live on FM 102.1 in many parts of Biafra land, 102.1 in parts of Biafra land on frequency modulation FM. Also, we are on satellite. We are on satellite. Free to air satellite, you can get us there. Therefore, you have no excuse not to listen onto this hallowed platform. We are also on different platforms on social media. Just go to www.ipob.org or Rapture Media, IPOB Rapture Media, the Biafra Digest, Radio Biafra House of Service, all these and many others. You'll be listening to our voice direct. Also, moreover, you can download IPOB Community Radio. It is a very low data consuming application. IPOB Community Radio. Together with Simple Radio, you also download Simple Radio, which should be your backup. In case if there is any problem on IPOB Community Radio, you switch into Simple Radio. These are to mention but a few that we are speaking direct from. This radio is an enlightenment radio. It is not like any other. We are here in order to make sure that our brains are sanitized as our leader have started it. And that standard must continue, as you may hear.
Belonging to the indigenous people of Biafra in a land, if you with belonging to the indigenous people of Biafra in a land bequeathed to them by the Almighty Chukwa Biama to their forebears, that they may inhabit and worship him in truth and honesty. That is where we are going back to. Some of you may not understand where we're going. We don't expect you to. If you think that we are going to fight for our freedom the classical way that people always do it, you are mistaken. Our approach is different because we are solving two problems at the same time. We are eradicating the stupidity of a black man and at the same time trying to give you your freedom.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. He said it all. That if you think that we are trying to fight for freedom in the classical way, you are mistaken. How else do you want to hear? How else? What we are doing, it is double faceted. We are trying to eradicate the stupidity in the black person's brain. This is what is drawing us behind, for your information. The stupidity, the gullibility that is entrenched in our brain. So that we start using our common sense. That is what we are doing. And it is not an easy task. And through this hard way, because there is no other way than the hard way. Through this hard way, we get a genuine freedom. Genuine independence. Not that flag independence of Nigeria. No. Genuine independence. Where you be a free thinker. Where you reason. Where we start reasoning in another way. So that we will be able to build a viable country. Not what we see in Nigeria, what we are seeing, witnessing in Nigeria today. And that is why I'm going to speak about the continuous colonial legacy in Africa, and I will talk about the Nigeria project. The Nigeria project. We need to remove ourselves from that mess. It's a farmland created by Britain to harvest. I will play also to you the revelation. The revelations come all along. But the problem is, what do you do with all these revelations? Because even people that are exposed, you have had maybe you have listened to, even I think Mazi also played the clip, and I will replay it again. The problem is not about people coming to tell you things, to make expose. What do you do? What do Nigerians do with the information they receive? That is a big question. One very high ranking military intelligence officer, a shadow man, a shadow, that's supposed not to speak in public, that you are not supposed to know, that you are not supposed to even see that he's existing. He risked his life and make expositions, I think last year, to Nigerians, thinking that the Nigerians will rise up. We are no way. They continue going and doing content creation. So, what do you think? Why wouldn't even these people, leave everybody, be tired of exposing? Because who are they exposing to? The Nigerian youths to rise up? The man told you that, look, Boko Haram is a project. He said it in a very clear voice. That Boko Haram, there are people in the government in Asorok, they want Nigeria to be Islamized. It's a project. What did Nigerians do? Nothing. The killing of Nigerian military every time, everywhere, is state-sponsored. What did Nigerian youth do? They use it to do content creation. So, but we continue talking. Because I know that Biafrans are listening. People that are knowledgeable. People that are seeking, that love knowledge, are listening in order to learn, to understand. Because information is power. Whatever you do with the power is up to you. You can use that power in order to do the right thing. It's just like gun. Gun is powerful. It's power. You can use the gun in order to go and start robbing, committing crimes. You can also use the gun to protect life. That is information. Once you use it in the right direction, you become powerful. You become a wise person. So, our job is to continue speaking, to continue enlightening. Some people might say, no, is it talk? No, yes. We continue talking. We will never close our mouths. We will never close Radio Biafra. That is it. Because it is our duty to bring out information, analyze it so that you understand it in the most, commonest way. So that you don't have excuse of posing, that you are ignorant. For your information, in the court of law, ignorance is not an excuse. When you commit crime, they ask you in the presence of the judge, you say, no, I don't know that this is against the law. No. You are not spared because you didn't know. Because it is your duty to strive to know. Not the information to come to you, to strive to see you know. The information is there. So you have to ask and look for knowledge. And the issue is this. People are perishing because of ignorance. The Nigerians are put in a hot soup, fighting for their daily lives, hustling to survive. And they lack information. They don't have time even to get the real information, to seek for real information. that they need. No way. But here we provide it for free so that your brains will be open, so that you will know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Knowing the truth is not enough to set you free. I mean, hearing the truth, sorry, is not enough to set you free. But once you hear it, you make researches about it. It now, that is making researches, studying. Now you know. That knowledge of the truth is what sets you free, because your eyes will be open, your brains will be open. That is what we preach here. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name is Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra London. Today is the 8th day of April 2024. I played a clip before, just a few minutes back, about the testimony of one boy. And this is evil that is happening in our land, mostly in Imo State. This is the gift of Hope Uzodimma. You know, when you have a criminal that came through the back door in a so-called democratic setting, things are like that. There is no rule of law. He empowers people as a vigilante, and for them to deliver, they will round up innocent youths in a YouTube bomb, swimming in a river, normal thing. What is happening to us? In order for them, when you listen to their video, the lead vigilante commander, he say yes, that to know that they are delivering. So he is calling on Hope Uzodimma to see what they are doing, so that you must. This is the height of rascality in our land. I am telling you, it bleeds my heart. They will arm people, they will give them arms. This caliphate stooge will arm people. Just they are, dwindling, reducing our population. They will go where people are having fun, where youths are having fun in the river. Normally in the village you can go and swim. They will go and round them up, because they have gone and claim. The person that was given that talking about that is one of the victims, but he jumped down from the car, thinking that he jumped down from the car when they were taken to Tiger Base, and many of all these boys will be slaughtered. This is the gift of Hope Uzodimma in Imo State. I don't know. You become a political head in a state as a governor, and you are killing your people. Who are you going to govern? Because they have to deliver. That is the thing. They rounded up innocent people. This boy ran away. He was lucky enough to run away. When they round them up, they take them to Tiger Base in Owerri. And many of them, their organs will be killed, slaughtered, and their organs will be removed. And courtesy of Hope Uzodimma, because that is Bill Gates' program in Nigeria. That is in his program, Bill Gates. I will play that clip about the same doctor that revealed about how Bill Gates has paid for Nigerians' organs through legislations that was proposed introduced to the Senate by Okowa, endorsed by the likes of Wike and Kwemado, who is in jail suffering. How I wish that which jail, that maybe African jail, not even in Nigeria, because he cannot be in jail in Nigeria, where people suffer. Behold, he's in jail in the United Kingdom, where he's being treated in a royal manner. He's in jail under locks and keys. Sometimes I wonder why all these things, all these difficulties, or most of these difficulties that we are suffering, is also being put forward, introduced, or through Igbo Nigerians. I don't know. Maybe if the line opens, you can tell me. I don't know. Many of the difficulties we are suffering, even when you look at the source, the people they use are mostly Igbos, Igbo politicians, Igbo political class. Why is it so? I want to understand why. Why? The people that put up this bill, this bill from Bill Gates. The people that introduced the bill to be put forward to be made law, Bill Gates. They are Igbos, Igbo politicians, Igbo political class. And I continue wondering, why is it so? They introduce things that will be used against their own people. Why is it so? Because the most victims of this organ trafficking is mostly even Igbos, even Biafrans in general. They are slaughtering our youths. They are slaughtering our youths. It's very, very mind-boggling, honestly. It's very, very mind-boggling. I am telling you honestly. There is something, there is missing link I cannot understand. When you look at even who put forward, through decree of who you remove federalism. Is he not an Igbo man, Aki Ironsi? Is he not? Sometimes I cannot, sometimes I don't want him nada or touch, because there is something missing that we are not getting, honestly. They will bring laws, introduce things that will fall, ricochet back to us as a people. Also, how will they it's your brother that brought it, isn't it? So I cannot understand. It's above my understanding. Does it mean that it is a mentality? Is it so? We must continue. So I want to continue on this continuous colonial legacy in Africa. And I want to talk about Nigeria. Nigeria project. Now, you see, let me also talk about a bit about the Bill Gates Foundation. According to them, their policies, Bill Gates programs or their work in Nigeria. He said, according to Bill Gates Foundation, Bill and Melinda Gates, he said, we work with government of Nigeria and other partners to improve health outcomes, boost agricultural productivity, expand access to digital financial services, and empower women and other marginalized population with greater economic opportunities. These are the opposite of what they are doing. I am telling you. He said, we invest in programs that provide prenatal through postnatal care. They start from the grassroots of our existence. They are in charge of the grassroots of our existence. Prenatal, before they take charge. So they'll take charge of your prenatal. So anything natural, they turn the child to they use medicine and turn the child as they want. After burning, they will remove the umbilical cord, cottage. This umbilical cord is a very big market, for your information. Before Igbos, we don't remove umbilical cord. We don't cut it like that from the stomach. We leave it and the child, the baby there until the thing will archive within few days. Will archive happen. But today they cut it and they sell it. It's very big money. You know that. Bill Gates, they are in charge. They say they provide parental through postnatal care as well as childhood immunization programs. So they are in charge of lives of people in Nigeria. Remember, I've been telling you, I've been saying it, that Nigeria is a continuous colonial legacy personified. And this man, look at, how do you think that an independent country, for your information, an independent country will accept this type of thing from foreign non-governmental organization? What can you say about it? That is, and you call yourself an independent country. It shows you that Nigeria is just a farmland where, the ruling class, they are above. For them, they are the untouchable. All others, every other person are subject to anything, any type of manipulation. That is Nigeria for you. It's a British farm. Now, let me start playing this clip for you to understand. I know that you have listened to it, but I want you to listen to it again. I want you to listen to it again, please, for you to understand the danger, the colonial legacy, which is Nigeria. The reason why we should we should separate ourselves from that place, because it is the danger. It is red. Danger. Nigeria is danger. Not dangerous, no, but it is danger itself. Listen.
My name is Afam Echi, your host. It is yet another edition of our face-to-face on USTV Niger. Face-to-face on USTV Niger is our personality interview program. And today we have as our guest academician Philip Njamanze. Philip Njamanze is a prominent Owerri citizen from Owerri Nchise. He is a pro-life champion. He's an author, he's a scientist, he's a researcher, he's a rights activist, and so many other things I cannot mention right now. Prof, you are welcome to our program.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm a doctor.
Oh yeah, sorry, I omitted that. He's a medical practitioner in Owerri. Yeah. And he's today going to talk about an impending danger that is swimming around medical doctors in Nigeria. I think it is better he says it. Please remember to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube platform. My name again is Afam H. Look, I want to ask you, recently you raised an alarm through a letter you transmitted to the National Assembly, the Senate specifically. And in that letter, you touched the whole world. You copied the UN, you copied ILO, you copied the Conference of Bishops in Africa, Asia, Europe. You touched everywhere in the world. And you talked about a planned genocide of doctors in Nigeria. It's very disturbing. Can you explain or expand on that and let us know what is happening really?
Yes, thank you very much for highlighting this issue. The alarm was raised again because we've talked about this in the past, that when the Global Fund, through the Federal Ministry of Health, started sending people for the third survey of health professionals and private health institutions. They were going around collecting data of location and personnel in all private hospitals in Nigeria. And this data they are actually collecting that's totally unconstitutional. You cannot collect private data for any purpose first without seeking the consent of the organizations involved, personal consent of the people involved, and explaining to them what this data is for. One, a foreign agent cannot collect data in Nigeria. So the global fund funded by Bill Gates has no locus to collect any data because health is national security. And
do you listen to that? Health is national security. But does it strike anything, make any sense to Nigerians? The answer is no. Health is national security because a healthy people builds a healthy nation. You must be healthy in order to work. That is why it is national security. But when you see a foreigner coming to collect data, which is unconstitutional, Nigeria, remember, is a continuous colonial legacy personified. The Western farmland, British and generally Western farmland, where the people plenty now, people without brain, they plenty. All these things this man is exposing, it might not make sense to most Nigerians. They don't care about it, but they don't know that it is danger that is facing everybody. But do they know? How will they know? How will they care about it when they have covered themselves with the blood of Jesus? How will they care about it when they are saying, no, it's not our portion, no weapons that is fashioned against us that will prosper? It says the Bible. How will they care, for goodness sake? How will they care when their brains are blocked? How will they care about all these things? That is the ignorance and stupidity that we want to remove from our people, so that we start seeing reality, because reality is independent of belief. For information, this man he come again in order to appeal to the conscience of the Nigerian population. But who are you talking to? The other time he exposed how big it is, something you will see it, you will hear it here. But does Nigerians or do Nigerians care? No, they don't. They are living by the day. Emechaga Bible study, ndị na-aga ekpere alakoba, aga this and that. They don't understand the dynamics of the world we are living. That Nigeria is danger, very dangerous to the occupants. Where a foreigner can walk in and pay for everybody's organ, and the government will allow, because who puts in the government? Who instituted the government? Is it not the West? Is it not the West, I ask you? Is it not Katrina Liang, the former British High Commissioner in Nigeria, that first of all recognized Tinubu? That's how they do. So once they recognize, immediately Joe Biden called him and congratulated him. When they have formalized everything that he is going to continue with the status quo, that no problem, Brigade can come and buy, kill, slaughter anybody, everybody, in any way. What concerns him? Does it concern his children? It never concerns his children, because his children are going. They don't even go to any Nigerian hospital. They don't go there. If they have headache, they use private jet and travel to America or Germany in order to get treatment. So why would they care? Do you see the selfishness of black people that makes them become the lowest of the low? The other day on Saturday, I told you about how the half brother of the King Kabaka of Bukunda, when he tried to resist the British Christianization, because he understands their game, that they want to colonize them, they use his half brother that converted into Christianity to fight him. Britain armed him. That is how they do. And it's in Africa that this thing is common. They will use your brother to fight you because your brother is very cheap. Africans are very, very cheap. Portuguese call it barato. They barato. Very cheap. You can use money to buy. Very, very cheap. Continue listening.
The data is protected under the 1999 Constitution. So they were not supposed to do that in the first place. Now, let's see the history of this data collection. They had approached the association. Then I was the chairman of the Association of Private and Medical Practitioners of Nigeria, Imo State, and we went to a national council, national executive meeting in Aba, and they came there to ask us that they want to collect data from the Global Fund funded by Bill Gates.
Just a minute, sir. Is it the Bill Gates group that approached, or they approached you through an intermediary?
No, the Bill Gates group it was funding an NGO who came to make a presentation at the National Executive.
Do you see the NGO, non-governmental organizations, and who are these people? Nigerians too, they use them. Because you cannot see Bill Gates or Americans coming directly. They see use. That is why I say black people are cheap. Do you see the reason why? I think 1991 or 92, after the fall, this disintegration of Soviet Union, America, the West, all sent NGOs to Russia to teach them democracy. Everywhere, every part of Russia, everywhere, oh, you have to establish this. We are non-governmental organization to help you democracy, for good governance, this and that. Putin no there near. Because that time he was not yet the president. Open up what this man. After some time, when he came to power, let me tell you, when Putin came to power, I said that single act, that time, he made me, because I followed it that time with keen interest. He made me, I love that man as a very young man I was. I love him, guys. Because you see, they want to scatter any place they have all these foreign NGOs. They are not bringing nothing good. What they are telling you they are doing is superficial. The reality lies beneath. I am telling you. I am telling you. So, these people that are working for Big Gate, they are making their money. They don't care about the repercussion of their actions. That is where black race, mostly in Nigerians, fail woefully. And that is the reason why the whole population, among the whole population of the transatlantic slaves that were ferried across the whole of Africa, blacks, people taken from the bite of Biafra were more than 33%. Because there you have very cheap people you can just bribe, and they will say their mother. Don't you see it? Oh, yeah. Maybe ofun self. Ha kpọrọ ha ga be mmụọ je Pakistan je were zụrụ ahịa hapụ ya dị as collateral gba lawa Africa ga na-azụ okpokpo ahụ na. What type of human beings are we? That is why once you are in IPOB, you're a hardcore genuine. That's in here what you are genuinely concerned for the liberation of people, our people, for our liberation. Now I am telling you, call yourself a saint. Don't you see the same thing is in what we are suffering in IPOB, whereas the actions of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family siblings is being used in order to judge IPOB. Don't you know that? Oh, don't you know that? Nigerian government have everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's siblings, what they are doing, the dirty things they are doing with even criminals. They have everything for your information, and with all these things, that is what they are going to judge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with. We have to be clear with you. We go on sentiment. because of greed. The same greed that has been torturing our people, making our people to sell their brothers, making our people in order to connive to bring things that will fall back on us as a people in future. So it's the same black people the brigade is paying to do the dirty job. Continue listening, please.
Council meeting telling us they want the data to make yellow pages. Okay. Yellow pages. And this was for doctors. And
for your information, let me add it also before I continue. Nnamdi Azikiwe's father, Obededom. Nnamdi Azikiwe Senior. He was used. He was very handy. He is the person. What I'm telling you is historical. It's in history. It's not a hearsay or what didn't happen. It's Nnamdi Obededon Azikiwe that helped Lord Frederick Lugard, who you call Lord Lugard, to form Nigeria. Kamna gwakwa gi o. Oh, kwa ndi Igbo form kwa Nigeria o. Kam gwakwa gi eziokwu. And I know the Fulani used to remind this secretly all these politicians of Igbo extraction that form Nigeria. Now them even trick us into signing thumbprinting to become part of Nigeria. What I'm telling you is reality. Even here we face reality. You know why we expose all these things, so that you'll be armed with information, and now you can be cautious where it is required. You can now understand the reality of our problems. Now you'll be able to profile for solutions. That is why we tell you all these things. We expose the truth. It's without a name. They use him because the Europeans, they are very smart. The British, they use him, made him wealthy, give him leverages and ways to make money, and now use him. Then now you are the black person to sign. You talk to your people. He will go any place they go. Then when they say they want to form alliance, this and that, Frederick Lugard will write. Right, he will convince the king to sign, to thumbprint. If I think he saw Bongo of Calabar told him, "Nah, I cannot thumbprint." What does he say? Obededon Azikiwe started explaining, lying. Just like have you watched that one old program? What do you see? Kotoma, Loma Jugod, I think something like that, where the court clerk will be speaking. I mean, the white man will be speaking in the court through an interpreter. The interpreter will be interpreting another thing. So, Obededon will lie to them, lie. Back to us. Are you hearing me? But we must continue. We must continue. Sorry, I was trying to regulate something at the background, but we must continue. So, as I was saying, this is history. Why do we commit all these blunders? It is still Obedidon that helped, Azikiwe helped Britain in order to build their farm called Nigeria. The same thing that is happening. Let me see whether my broadcast is having statics. Let me see why. Let me see, please. I don't know. Let me check before I continue. Let me check. Okay, I think my voice is clear because I'm seeing some statics, but it's okay. So we must continue. So they still use Nigerians. Bill Gates is using Nigeria because without the collaboration of Nigerians, he cannot succeed. But it is the same people in the light of making their living. They are making their living at the expense of everybody. Let's continue listening, please.
What was this? Yellow pages for doctors so that they can have a directory where all the doctors are. Now they were asking for a number of things. They were asking for photographs. They were asking for fingerprints with biometric data. And they were asking for location, how many staff, who are the staff, the telephone numbers and all that. We patiently had them out. And after that, hearing them out, we now told them to excuse us, and they left. And when they left, we now started putting things together. First of all, it would be illegal under medical ethics to have such a directory because called Yellow Pages, because that will be primarily advertising, which is not allowed ethically. Secondly, they were a foreign agent because they have no right. This is national security. Just like going to a police station, I want to know all the policemen here, all the police stations, where their locations are, their phone numbers, and all that. The Nigerian police will just arrest you for doing that, even asking them. So the same thing is health. Health is under national security and is all protected. If you were to have the information of all the police locations, you can wipe out the police, so they will not get protected. The same thing if you were to know all the locations and telephone numbers of the doctors and the health personnel, you can also wipe the whole health personnel. And what will happen? So we will not have a health system. Then we have to now depend on a foreign health system, which we do not know the consequences. So when we noticed that this was happening, and coincidentally, we now got a message, an SOS message from Benue, that in Moko, a town in Benue, that a pharmacist, a famous pharmacist, was killed by the doctors. So now that's what was alleged, and so now a group of mercenaries of Boko Haram, they call them, we are now seeking all the doctors to kill them. And the doctors had gone into hiding. Now that's what was alleged, and so now a group of mercenaries of Boko Haram, they call them, we are now seeking all the doctors to kill them. And the doctors had gone into hiding. So they killed they allege that the of mercenaries of Boko Haram, they call them, we are now seeking all the doctors to kill them. And the doctors had gone into hiding. So they killed they allege that the of mercenaries of Boko Haram, they call them, we are now seeking all the doctors to kill them. And the doctors had gone into hiding. So they killed they allege that
you see what this man, I think Dr. Njemanze, very brave man, Do you see what he revealed? The story he told about how they set up the doctors in Benue that time. Setting them up, say, no, one pharmacy. They are accusing the pharmacists that they are taking their clients. Now, all of a sudden, the pharmacy, they hired killers, and the doctors killed the pharmacy through hired killers. And now, Boko Haram started hunting doctors in Benue. Do you see how they do? The same way they set up in 1966. They set up Nzogu, Ifajina, and all of them that were Nigerian military officers, because that time Igbos were the highest graded. They were everywhere in the Nigerian military because they went to school. They were the obedient servants that went to school to study, embrace everything quick. You understand? So naturally, they are the more professional and high-ranking officials in the Nigerian army. When Britain brainwashed them in order to stamp out, to defend Nigeria and stamp out corruption, they gave them lists of people to kill. Don't you want Nigeria, your Nigeria, to be better? They didn't know that they were being set up. Kaduna and Zogo, Ifaj, and all of them, they want to save Nigeria. And after everything, in order to bring Awolowo to power. That is the plan. They never think about that they are being set up. After they struck, BBC first announced the coup and called it Igbo coup to set up everything, the chain of reactions that continued happening till death. Do you see how they do? That is foreign intelligent work. It's intelligent work. So, what they are doing, you will see they will set up the doctors, because here it is Nigerian doctors genocide. Why Bigot must be tried in Jemanze? Because Nigeria is a failed farmland, continuous colonial legacy personified that is still existing. You are seeing it, you are living it. Are you understanding it? You are hearing me. Continue listening.
So we now understood that actually this was a setup, and a well-conspired setup by the people who were talking to us, the Bill Gates organization, and they were using their mercenaries to attack doctors. So we really understood that the people
who are their mercenaries, Boko Haram. For you to, things are connected. When did Boko Haram start? 2000 or 2002? Till dead. Nigerian government with mighty, by everything, they cannot defeat them. Do you see it? They continue sending soldiers to their death. Playing cycle upon cycle of a political game with people's life. You don't know that there are many things that are involved. And you think that it's only for Islamization. No. There are many. What is involved is too many. Because Nigeria is a farmland. And that is what start reasoning. Why they want Nigeria to continue staying together. Why the British High Commissioner will continue telling you, oh, your diversity is your strength. Why Biafra restoration is difficult. And for you to understand the hand that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you that we call and say, hey, DOS, go away, what do you do? Go and remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For these are the things, because they saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafra liberation as a threat to their farm. Are you hearing it? You see, Biafra. Are you seeing it? That we don't have any room for error. Zero room for error. So that when you talk, before you talk, you think. All these things this man is talking is revealing. When you talk about Bigot, who is Bigot? It's America. Direct. America direct. Are you hearing it? This is about their sector. They never talk about, you never know about the sector of stealing crude oil. You never know about the sector of gas. What about the sector of other mineral resources everywhere? No. That is the reason why they continue binding us together by force, holding us with the barrel of gun. You must stay together. Do you see it? This man, this is the second time he's opening up, talking to Nigerians. The first time he said it, he was in a meeting. I played the clip here always, I think last year. Every time, that time, for many months. The same man is still here. He's an Igbo man. Imagine that we have Biafra. Do you think that we are going to allow this type of thing to come to our land? That is what they saw, and they don't want it to be. So we must be together. The voice of this man is going absolutely nowhere. He is calling on Nigerian government. You will hear it, to do something. And the people he's calling are the people that are collaborating, working hand in hand. Bigot will be laughing. Say, you are calling on my servant, Tinubu. Asorok, where I am in charge, he's calling to do something against him. Is it not funny? That is why we need liberation. That is why we are fighting for Biafra, whereby we will be in charge of our country, our destiny, everything. These people in Biafra land, it cannot happen. People immediately, this type of revelation, people will rise up. Every nook and corner, youths, everybody will rise up and pursue them. Anywhere you see them, even we pursue. The next day, all of them are out of our land. But in Nigeria, it cannot happen because they are in charge of Asorok. They put who is there. Why did Joe Biden congratulate Tinubu? Because they have agreed to serve their purpose. Why German, all of them? Because he's serving their purpose. That is why they will force everybody to continue living. You must live in this our big farm. Continue listening, please.
Who we are talking to us, we are even before they got a formal cooperative MOU from us to participate in their program. They were already going to the fields and collecting data because the doctors didn't know who in different localities didn't know exactly what this was all about. And then we now realize the plan that they were building up a GPS guided mapping, as they called it, the mapping of all the hospitals and the health professionals, and using the GPS in their phones to be able to track all the doctors and the medical personnel. They have their numbers. So this raised an alarm, and we were able to alert people, and all of a sudden, under the Buhari administration, things seem to have piped down. Now, immediately after Buhari's administration came to an end, they came up again with the so-called third phase of this survey. So this whole new program is what they are on now, to map and target and kill the doctors. This was exactly what they did for the farmers.
Listen attentively. Listen.
Donated, in quote, 14 million cell phones, which they call the electronic wallets. The idea was that.
Do you remember when Hope of them donated the phones to youths? Where are those youths with those phones? Can somebody tell me? When we shout here, these are for tracking you. I know that most of the youths that we are using that phone that time, most of them their organs have been harvested. Where are they? So that once you are hearing, come and collect, Nigerian government is giving you gift of phone, electronics, this and that. Know that you are going to collect your coffin. That is the reality. So they gave farmers 14 million cell phones. They distributed to farmers in the north, and most of them are no more. They are easy targets to Boko Haram. When you hear that Boko Haram are killing, you don't know that there are patterns to what they are doing. Listen, continue listening.
That they were going to give 2 billion naira loan or grant to farmers. What the plan, as far as the doctors are concerned, is that the doctors of Nigeria are the people who should, according to their plan, collect the eggs of women, which will now be used for the cloning procedure we call somatic cell nuclear transfer. And this is what I want to explain, what this is all about. Okay. Now, what the West is looking at is that they envisage a new human industry. The new human industry will make it possible to replace organ parts of sick people. Instead of continuously taking drugs for any medical condition. So what that means is that if you have a heart disease and you go to a doctor, the doctor will could take a sample from that your diseased heart, send it to the biotech companies, which are actually most of them in this category are owned by Bill Gates. They will now clone exactly that heart of that person. And how will they do this? They will take the cell the doctor sent them and remove the nuclear material, that's the nucleus that has all the genetic information. Now they will get the egg of a woman, or eggs of women, because they will need several eggs for this. They will remove the nucleus on that egg and then transfer the nucleus from that disease heart into that egg. So that's what we call somatic cell nuclear transfer. So when they transfer it and then they keep it to in a culture to grow into a heart, replicating the exact heart of that diseased person, but now that heart will be brand new without disease. They can now send that heart back to the doctor and they will now implant it into the patient. And of course the person must have paid maybe $2 million or $1 million or whatever the cost involved. But this process of doing this is a manual process. That means making this transfer into the egg of a woman. So the eggs of women could be taken in hundreds just to do one procedure. So they will need about 100 million eggs, which will come from 10 million women. So when they looked at the map of the world and saw, where on earth can we get up to 10 million women to donate egg?
Okay, so they find Africa as and Nigeria as a resource base for that purpose.
Yes. When they looked at Nigeria, it looked very much promising for them.
You see, we are to get the woman eggs. Millions of women that should donate these eggs. It's not viable. They look at their farmland. That is Nigeria. For you to understand that Nigeria means to Biafra death. It's our graveyard. For your information, because the powers that created it, you are fighting for. You think you go better Nigeria? No. It is not what the creators of Nigeria. It is not their intention. They will never allow it. Nigeria go better. Why? Hey, Nigeria. Where in this world have you seen I want to. Where in this world have you seen that tribalism or tribalist remarks are allowed? Religious remarks are allowed during presidential election. Where? Tell me. Anywhere in Africa. I think people are listening to me from different parts of the world. Asia, Africa, Europe. No matter any other. Tell me. Where else tribalism is allowed to be used? A religion is allowed to be used as campaign method for presidential election. Do you know that Rwanda, after 1994, when Paul Kagame, the present president, that's why I love that man, he entered power and he put it as a law. He signed a law, a decree, that no person should never be addressed. No Rwandan will ever be addressed as a Hutu or Tutsi. Maybe you see, how are you? I'm fine. Oh, you are Rwanda. Which you are Tutsi? No, you go to jail. You will be arrested immediately. You go to jail. I think it's up to 2 or 5 years imprisonment. Say nothing like a tribal sentiment or tribal remark, because they saw what he did. But this thing caused war. They slaughtered the Biafrans. And after the war, they're still talking worst. During a presidential electioneering campaign, they tell you no Igbo man can be president. Direct. Why are you voting for Igbo man? He's evil. Igbos are this. You know, you see that now. How do you think that a country like that we succeed? Tell me. I want you to tell me, please. Is there any other place in Africa, even in Africa, in the world, that tribalism and religion is allowed to be used? Whereas, you know, everybody know that these are incendiaries, things that can cause, you know, genocide and war in every place. But Nigeria is common. It's allowed. It's allowed. Sheikh Gumi will rise up now and say, no, we don't ever vote for an infidel. If you are not Muslim, you are an infidel. The other one will rise up and say, as long as you are an Igbo, don't ever vote. If you are an Igbo man, we can never, how can you vote for Igbo man? You know, making tribal and religious remarks open. It will be written on the paper, on newspapers, in the media, going on national televisions and talking about it. And you say, oh no, this come Nigeria now it go better tomorrow. It is you that you are one vision of 2 meter radius is what you think you will better. To that you are small corner, you think is better. The people, the overall hand that they created Nigeria, that is holding Nigeria, that is making Nigeria what it is, steering Nigeria. They see Nigeria as a farmland, where if they need a woman egg, millions of woman egg, they do, oh, we have farm. Go to our farm and harvest it. Bigot will come pay idiots. We pay them money and collect it, and the people will be singing praises of him. That is the worst. Due to ignorance, people will be singing praises of their killer. Don't you see that? We need to get out of Nigeria because it is a project. It is the Western project. Anytime they are enforcing Hitler's project of 1930s to 40s that led to the Second War. Hitler said Africa, he will make Africa farmland, but they are enforcing it in Africa, mostly in Nigeria. That Nigeria is a farmland. Anything you want to go and get there free of charge. You use buy them packets of Indomie and you go and you bring you pay people to when you pay Nigerians will even bring people plenty for you to harvest. If you is organ, so they harvest. Is it not the clip I played? Don't you see? Is it not you see so-called vigilantes in Obama? What of AVG in Anambra? They put them. The AVG, Anambra Vigilante Group. They are now snatching cars. I don't now. Is it important? What I'm telling you is a reality. That is using monkeys in order to catch and kill monkeys, because they have to eat. That is farmland. Nigeria is a farmland for the West, for Britain and for the wider West, America, all. Anything you want, they arrange it. You are listening to me, aren't you? Nigeria go better. You are living in a danger. No, I'm not saying you are in a dangerous place. No, Nigeria is not a dangerous place. Nigeria is danger itself. Nigeria is danger itself. Continue listening.
So Nigeria has the population over 250 million people. About that now?
Yeah, Prof. You see, this thing is very. Why is this thing? I want to find out. Is this effort by Biget restricted to Nigeria, or are there other African countries or other parts of the world that are being affected by what they are doing?
The planned genocide is restricted to Nigeria. But one has to understand, why do they need to kill the doctors? They kill the farmers because they wanted to make sure they eliminate all the seed growers in the country. So when they eliminate the seed growers, the natural seeds will never be available again. And how they did that was very simple. What they did was that they just gave 14 million cell phones to all Nigerian farmers, so they could track those people who were being paid for seeds. So when other farmers go to them, they go to buy seeds, and then they know that this person was being paid for seeds, so he's the one selling the seeds. So they now use the GPS coordinates on these so-called electronic wallets, which are just cell phones, to target all of them and eliminate them. When you eliminate the seed, natural seed growers, there will be no other alternative to the GMO, genetically modified organisms, foods and seeds. So they brought these seeds as improved seeds. The other farmers, they drove them into IDP camps and came to these IDP camps under the different NGOs and international agencies and presented these GMO seeds. So the farmers will now leave. They will temporarily hold their military activities in those areas, so the farmers will go and resettle. When they resettle, they start planting the GMO seeds.
You understand what this man is saying? These are revelations that could cause a revolution in a country, but Nigeria is not a country. It's a farmland. It's a British farmland, Western farmland, so filled up with zombies and dead bodies. So do they even know that this is important? Do you see what the man is explaining? They distributed this telephone to natural seed growers. That is in the, this Oka, or for example, Oka, as a farmer, you store you harvest the one you eat, you sell. Now the remaining ones you tin and cocoa. So that for next year, the seed of next year, that these are natural seed growers. They distributed the the phones to them, not knowing that it contains is tracking. You understand? It contains track for their eliminations. That is why you hear farmers headers clash. Farmers say, whereas it is the Boko Haram, the Fulani headsmen, they are on mission. When you see this deadly Fulani headsmen in our bushes, know that it is not a isolated event. It is an international conspiracy in order to continue kill everybody, to program every population in Nigeria as they want. Are you hearing me? They will use a Fulani headsmen and they give them the coordinates of places they will attack. And they will attack them. And they kill their villages. Burn the crops. And they are doing it. Don't know that they are clearing natural crops. Now, others will run into IGP camp. That is a refugee camp in Benue, in Enugu, in any part of Nigeria, which they are till today. as they have destroyed the natural crops. Now you see NGOs will come. Is it not what is happening every day? This non-governmental organization, God will bless them. They will come. They are one by one. They will come. Their job is to rehabilitate help the IDPs. We are helping save the children. We are helping the children. We are in IGP camp. They will video them. CNN will video them how they are helping Nigerian IDPs. Now is planting season. Next year's planting season. How is it going to happen? Because they are still war. They are not safe. This and that. They will push, and now they will go and tell their terrorists, "You have done your job. Stay. Don't worry." They'll say, okay. They will come to the IGP. They'll say, okay, we are you have to go and plant what you eat. They will now give them their crop, the genetically modified organism food, GMO crops, which is disease itself. They will go and give them. Dash them. And as they are giving them the seedlings, they are planting, they are happy. Oh! Ndị na-ekele Muhammad na-ekele, ndị na-ekele Allah na-ekele, ndị na-atọrọ Jesus mama na-atọrọ. Hey, ndị ha they are helping us. So you don't know that they are doing things in sequence in order to do what? To bring their agenda. Once you grow the GMO food or crops, it's done. Do you see? After they will televise it, how the yield is on, this and that, and people will consume it. People will be having different diseases, dying. As they are going to hospitals, they will eliminate the real doctors and replace them with their own type of doctors that will be doing their biddings. This world, we need to get out of Nigeria and work hard in order to be one of the powerful of this world. If you are among the lowest of the low, as black race is, as Nigeria is, you become foot march for everybody. The Nigerian politicians, they believe that they are safe. What safe them are? At least they have diplomatic passport. They can travel anywhere. They have a house. If they want, they take a nationality, American citizenship. If they want, if they have a headache, they don't even attend any Nigerian hospital. Have you forgotten when Aisha Buhari said that even in Asorok clinic, they don't even have fencing? Why should they maintain it where nobody goes there? Why? Don't you think that all these things fall in line? A whole country, a country of 200 and something million, is being played like this by one man, Bill Gates, and the people are still sleeping. No protest, no riots, no revolution, nothing. And now, Kokwa story. Youths are doing the content creation. And then you give 1,000, 10,000 naira. Whereas generations are in danger. Continue listening.
Once you plant the GMO seeds that first time, that first seed you get from that your maize, if you eat it, that will be the last you are going to eat. Because if you take the seed from that GMO corn and plant it, it will not grow. The gene that allows replication has been switched off. So you have to go back to the person who produced the initial seed. That is, in this case in Nigeria, it will be Monsanto. They will now use them to reproduce these seeds. So these seeds are what actually makes the agricultural produce to move on. So they are using this technique to eliminate all the natural seed growers. And then when the remaining farmers don't have any other place to get seeds than to go to them, to go to them for that. Now, where do the doctors come in? The doctors come in the fact that when they capture the food security, which they actually have done now, because most of the seed growers have been killed. Just to give you an example, between 2015 and 2018, 37,500 victims were killed by Boko Haram.
Okay. Listen.
These were farmers. Then of these 37,500, 32,000, that's 85% were Muslims. 5,500 were Christians. And in states like Zamfara, 60% of the victims were Hausa, 40% were Fulani. So it became clear that this has nothing to do with Islamic terrorism. It has to do with elimination of all the seed growers. Okay. Now they have eliminated the seed growers. Okay. Now they're moving into the second phase of their program. Now, when the farmers go to them, we now depend exclusively on the GMOs.
Okay. So we now depend on GMOs right now.
Exactly. Okay. Because without the GMOs, you cannot really get seeds, unless we are getting seeds from different African countries and some places. Some places in the south, especially southwest, and some parts of southeast, we can still get our own seeds because the Boko Haram have not really infiltrated them. But they are trying to do that.
Do you see where ESN is important? Do you see where ESN comes in? Do you see the reason why they are attacking ESN any corner, so that by the governors, by Hopos of the Manco, all of them, that Peter Mbase, he will stamp out IPOB and ESN in Enugu. Do you see the reason? In order to pave way for them to carry out their evil act. And these people, they know. These governors, they know. Because that is a task that was given to them before entering into power. That this is what you have to do. If you can do this, we give you become a governor. And because of greed, they accept. That is why when you see that they are attacking IPOB, they don't want ESN, they know that it is all these things because they have mouth. When you write your thesis, when you write your everything manual, how things should be, and you have interruptions, you will not be happy. That is why they are mad at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they want to destroy IPOB. And Onyendu siblings don't understand this. They are also interested in their money, their selfishness. They don't understand the depth of what we are doing. That is what pains me, for goodness sake. That is why where I am sad. We are all in danger. And we are all in existential danger, for goodness sake. Why can't we support what we are doing? Do you see why they don't want to use our here ESN? They don't want to. They want to destroy it. They use infiltrated, they use criminality in order to sabotage ESN, call it a bad name, so that people will turn against ESN. Do you see the reason why the Nigerian military is, spraying, sharing flyers telling you that IPOB is for death, that you should leave IPOB or ESN, that you should not you should never support IPOB? Do you see the reason? So that they will have 100% chance of doing their program, because they see us as obstruction. Do you see the depth of our fight to restore Biafra? Do you see the depth? Do you see the hand that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Are you hearing it today? In Anaya. International interests. They want to completely convert every Nigerian, the whole place to be family. That is, to be gullible people, imbeciles, people that they remove your you don't even know anything again. Anything that you just walking dead zombie. That is what they want you to be. And that is what they are doing. But they see ESN, IPOB as a very big obstruction. That is why they are mad. Are you hearing me today? Continue listening.
So what is happening now is that they want to move into the next phase. The next phase is whereby they will have total monopoly of the seeds, and then they will tell the farmers, you want us to give you seed, okay, we can give you seed, but on the premise that you must tell your wife and daughters to go and donate their ovarian eggs.
Do you see where the donation come? Do you see why we are promoting agricultural revolution, our natural seed? Because he who feeds you, they want to be in charge of our feeding, the food, the crops. So that you see what the man is saying? Before we give you this crop, tell your wife or daughter or your sisters to go and donate their ovaries. And you will see it as nothing. Even they will give you incentive, that's your money join. I say, they are good not only to go and say, what is your egg, which you are removing every month? I beg, go and donate. You don't know what it means because you are ignorant, for goodness sake. How are we going to talk to our people? How? In order to alert them that we are in existential danger. Our generations are in mortal danger. Nigeria is a farmland. A western farmland, planted that they don't want anything. They don't want anything to change their policy of Nigeria being a farmland. Can't you understand what we are fighting? Can't you understand the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says the fight for the restoration of Biafra is the hardest job on earth? Can you now reason it? Continue listening.
Yes, a conditional gift. No?
Conditional gift. Food. That is, if you want food, you have to donate ovarian eggs, the eggs of women. And why do they have to do that? They have to do that because the Western countries need these ovarian eggs for cloning. Nigeria is the only country in the world and in the history of the world which has legalized collection of organs without consent. So
Nigeria is the only country in the world. Now I understand the reason why the kidnapped woman that was lucky to escape with the family, the Yoruba woman, he came back from Canada and they were kidnapped. The daughter was raped in Shinwu, and her daughter they were raped by terrorists, Fulani terrorists, in the presence of her husband. When they were finally released after heavy ransom, he ran to Canada and he was crying while giving the news that he is sorry for Nigerians. They are walking dead, zombies. They don't understand the danger everybody is facing. That is what we are talking now. That is why, if you want indigenous, people to survive in Nigeria, destroy Nigeria. For life, to preserve lives, you need to destroy Nigeria. Continue. If you want to continue losing lives, destroying lives, now you preserve Nigeria. In Imo State, a Bubago now is killing more than the headsmen. That is what they signed with the Hope Uzodinma to harvest organ. What type of mess we are in with the type of human beings being produced? I cannot understand. If the line open, can somebody tell me? Sometimes you want to become frustrated. What type of people do we have? Are they really human beings at all? Don't they see the big picture of what is happening? They allow these things to happen because it will not affect them or their children immediately. But after they will die, Azikiwe have died, leaving us in the highest, quagmire. Hasn't he died? Why are these people so heartless? That is why the foreigners, Bill Gates and co, the West, are taking advantage, because they see a people that are ready to do everything for money. Very cheap set of people. You can never obtain it in any other place in this world, only in Nigeria. Continue listening.
Your organ, which you own, which is your person, if you go to the hospital, they can collect that organ without your consent. Because
Nigeria is the only country that signed collecting of your organ without consent. So you will be you will have headache now. So complaining of headache, you go to hospital, they will drug you and take one of your organs, one or two of your organs, and the person is dead, and nothing. You will not talk. It happens every day. It's a law. It's the only country in the world, not only in Africa, in the whole world, where human lives means nothing. How can this type of country protect you as an individual? They don't see your life as anything. They don't see. Look at, you listen to the clip I played about the testimony of one of the escapees, of those people being caught in by Bubago. Meanwhile, as I said, the Anambra Vigilante group, they have Mbuka where they scatter people's cars, stolen cars in Obaru, not on Paul, Obaru. We know. We follow. We know. People, I don't know. They structure Nigeria in a way that dog will start eating dog. You eat your fellow human being to survive. Nigerian government sign into law. It doesn't matter. They take your organ, no complaint. You cannot sue any person. They bring, somebody will be complaining of cough. They will carry him, drug him, doctor will go and operate him, take as many organs as they want, and he's dead. They bring the corpse out, say, he died. They go and put in your, and you pay. You cry. Hey, Chineke, Jesus, nothing is gone. So we are clamoring for us to get out of this European mess they put us. This European farmland. Do you understand what it means? To harvest, legally, it's legal. Your organs could be harvested at any time. Bill Gates he have bought the whole government hospitals in Nigeria. He paid advance for it. He have bought them, remaining the private ones. That is why he's trying to map out, take the informations of the doctors, so that he will draw a chart, electronic digital chart, for their eliminations one after the other. Don't you see the danger there? But you will not see. Will religion allow you to see? No. As Mazi Jonathan is preaching, giving you the real gospel, you are saying that it's not my portion in Jesus' name. Chineke, why? How are we in this part of the world, Chineke? Why are we in this mess? Sometimes, if I want to remove my mindset from all these things, I cannot. I don't know why. I cannot. Why are we in this mess? People are not concerned. Don't you see the testimony of the boy? He said he ran away. And after one of the person that went to bail his motorcycle, those people told him that you have luck. If not yesterday, if we catch you yesterday, you for there for tiger pays without, maybe you will die. Because he said as they carried those people to tiger base, they removed those that they caught the other day. 40 of them have died. People they remove in Imo State. Whole pulse of them is reducing our population, for goodness sake. This is the result of treachery. Treachery doesn't pay. We are somebody that comes from the fourth position. He was rigged in. He didn't think and say, no, my political ambition, the blood of my people doesn't merit my political ambition. Please. Just as Goodluck Jonathan professed when he said that in 2015. Because he don't want to have encounter with the caliphate. But had it been his governorship candidate in Bayelsa, he will fight dirty as they are fighting, killing themselves in Bayelsa, in Enugu, in Iguacha. You don't see how they do it in River State. Don't you see it? But if it is maybe presidential election, they pipe low. They now become gentle. No, I don't want to. Ndi this year gentle, like good luck. But had it been that he's in Bayelsa as a governor, he will not go down. He will not give up. Instead, let every bias be slaughtered. Don't we see the danger? Don't you see what we are fighting? That we are fighting the monsters of this world. That is why we need a sanitized brain in order to be at alert to fight this war. That is it. That is why we are going with teachings, with enlightenment, to sanitize your psyche so that you understand what's up, the situation we are in. Are you hearing me? That no spirit will do it for us. We have to. I catch me. When you understand that nothing now we go do and for insha everywhere. Nothing. Nobody is coming to do it for us. When you understand this, understand the magnanimity of what we are fighting. Now you be diligent, you will be consistent, you will be disciplined, you will, that is what we preach. Reality. Continue listening.
Because it states in section, the National Health Act of 2014 and 2015, actually signed in 2015, states that you can actually collect that organ without consent. In section 48 and 51 of the National Health Act 2014 version of it actually states that you can collect that organ without consent. You can collect organ and you can collect the gametes, that is the eggs of women, without consent of the patient.
That's very dangerous.
That's very dangerous, but it was allowed into law. I personally led the doctor's delegation in the National Assembly hearing, at the Senate hearing, and pointed this out before Ike Ekweremadu, before Governor, the main proponent of the law, who was Ifeanyi Okowa, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa then. And then, of course, Ngige was also, Senator Ngige then was also present at that public hearing. I pointed this out, that you cannot do this under any law. But they overruled the public hearing, and Senator Ekweremadu, who was the person who was conducting the public hearing, did not heed to all the calls by all the people present. And what happened? They passed the law with this defect. So all the people who are waiting to harvest organs, harvest eggs, are all in Nigeria. They are setting up their different NGOs. Can you explain why there is a multiplicity of NGOs in the Northeast, where there is a conflict going on?
Yeah, okay. Doc, I will come back to this. But what I want to ask now, why is Brigade focused on Nigerian doctors?
Yes.
Can you address that?
Before he focused on Nigerian doctors.
Why is this not talking? Why is this not talking? Why is the voice? You must talk. Oh, I am telling you.
All in Nigeria. They are setting up their different NGOs. Can you explain why there is a multiplicity of NGOs in the Northeast, where there is a conflict going on?
Yeah, okay. Doc, I will come back to this. But what I want to ask now, why is Brigade focused on Nigerian doctors?
Yes.
Can you address that?
Before he focused on Nigerian doctors because he now wants to harvest these eggs, and doctors are the people going to harvest these eggs. These are going to be in hospitals, but Nigerian doctors, he knows, because of our high moral standard, and I must say very high moral standard, our doctors will not do that, because our doctors know that if you keep on harvesting those eggs in those women 2 to 3 years later, they will die. They will die of liver failure, kidney failure, infection, some other complications.
Do you see also why people are dying in Nigeria like flies? Because this thing is happening in many parts of Nigeria now. Do you see kidney problems, kidney failure, different complications, Some things we didn't have before. Do you see it? Because we are in a farmland, not protected. So anything can happen. Do you see it? We are in the Western farmland, the British farm. Nothing, no protection. No government to protect nobody. So they give foreigners free hand in order to do as they want. Do you see it? Why wouldn't you think? Why wouldn't you reason? Separation of Nigeria is what will save Nigerians. Not only Biafra, all other indigenous people in that quagmire called Nigeria. Continue listening, please.
So we know that that's going to happen. So we're not going to do that. And when he called us, and I want to say, I was physically present when Bill Gates called us to the General Electric, who he awarded the contract to build 260 hospitals in Nigeria, so that it will be at least his hospitals that will be harvesting these organs and harvesting these eggs. So he will now take us out of the health sector. He invited the leaders in the private health sector and said, okay, look, I'm ready to offer you money to leave the healthcare sector. We told him before.
Don't you listen? What an insult! Gathered the doctors association, the whole doctors, and tell them, name your price. How many billions you want? I want you to leave the health sector for me. Yeah, leave it. Just live your new anywhere you want. You go, travel, go, live or anything you want. Any other business, any other profession, practice, but leave health section for me. Don't you see that this is an insult? The only place this can be done is in a farm, in an unprotected farmland. And the masters, the owners of the farmland are giving their condition. In another country, I am telling you, because it's insulting 200 and something million people. But we Nigerians recognize this. Every people are go to social media, they are doing content creation. They don't care. Do they? They don't care. They don't care. Now hustle for daily lives. They don't care about what is they don't care about their lives, even in the lives of their generations coming. They don't care. They don't care. This is what we are trying to eradicate from our brain, to change the way we reason, to change it. Europeans start reasoning like human beings. That is why they are able to build a viable society that you are dying to go. Japanese, the same thing. That is what we want. We want to activate your frontal lobe so that you start reasoning. So that we start making you think, reason. You don't say, no, it doesn't concern me. It concerns you. It concerns your children. It concerns your generation coming. Let us continue.
Before the executives of GE, that he is mad and insane to demand such a thing.
To leave medical practice.
That we should leave medical practice. And then he will pay us. No matter the amount of dollars we ask for. So we said, you are mad. We are not going to do that, and to hell with you.
Is that really?
We told him off before the executives of, I was personally present. The lab people, the president and secretaries of the lab, national organization of the laboratory scientists was there. The president and secretary of the pharmacy, community pharmacist was there. And we told him to his face, to his presence, because they were talking on, it was a telecom conference. And
let me ask, a government that is allowing this type of thing, this type of even conference where a foreigner will tell his doctors, leave this sector for me, let me be in charge, I'll pay you off. Do you think that that government will be keen on protecting your lives? The medicines, the drugs they are importing into Nigeria, do you think it matters? Do they care? That's why they don't take it. All these politicians, they don't take it. They know how they don't take it. Everything they are using is special from abroad, from so they know, certified, not whatever they get in Nigeria. Do you see that? Because they know what they did and what they are doing. This is evil. This is exactly slave trading. Is equal to the past slave trading. This is in another form. Why can't you reason enough in order to understand our points that Nigeria is a graveyard for every Nigerian, not even only Biafrans, but mostly Biafrans in general, the Biafrans in particular? Are you hearing me? Why can't you understand this? That the destruction of Nigeria is what will save Nigeria, people's lives. Why can't you understand? Let us continue listening.
And then the executives of General Electric were there at their headquarters in Abuja. So we told him off that you cannot do that, even with all your money and all your thing, is not going to be possible. Now, since we rejected that offer, he has moved to his second option. Okay. Eliminate, kill all these doctors, and then take over the health. And he told us they have already taken off the whole government hospitals. They bought the federal medical centers, they bought the university teaching hospitals. So what is remaining now is for us to get out of business so he can carry out. So these hospitals will become places where foreigners can get organs. It will become places where he will harvest the ovarian eggs, and it will become a killing house for ordinary Nigerians.
Do you hear what this man is not saying it from a hearsay? Are you hearing it? Do you know that this man is risking his life? Because these people are powerful. Nigerian government is complicit. Asorok is complicit. The governors are complicit. So this man is risking his life. But who is trying to save who? Oh, Chineke, who? Will they rise up? The answer is no. Will they do anything? The answer is no. Why? It's a pity. Let us listen it out.
This is why this is dangerous, and this is why this country must, not just to stop it, not just to ban GMOs, we must call for an international inquiry in which this will be brought before the courts of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the International Criminal Court, International Court of Justice. We must bring it the same way Nuremberg trial was done during the Nazi Germany.
What this man is fighting. Hey, Chineke, I pity him. I am telling you, he's calling on the people, the government that is in the hands of Bill Gates and the West, to come and fight Bill Gates and America, and to come and, it's a wishful thinking. Do you see the reason why we need our separate country, whereby we will have our destiny in our hands, whereby no foreigner will come to insult us like this. When you are being taken as the lowest of the low in this world, the slaves are the only people that can suffer this type of thing. Calling Nigerian government can't do nothing, because they are the people that put the government in position. When Okowa and the Kweremadu, when they were proposing for the law, for the bill into law, he opposed them. Do they mind him? Because they were working for their masters, their agents. So it doesn't matter. That's why when you see them acting, you see now, are these people Nnamdi or no, it is the contract they signed before entering there. It is because of greed also. Don't you see that? Because of greed. So once they enter there, they must deliver. Because if they don't deliver, they themselves, they are in risk of being killed. So the best is don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. If, for example, if Hope was Odema, even if they propose to him, he say, "Oh yeah, we will make you to be governor from what?" If he's somebody that is reasonable, you know what he will tell the people? He say, the people that are proposing him, the caliphate, he will tell them, "Hey, I want to be governor, but I beg, This is my town. This is my state. I don't want anything. Leave it. Another time I will contest. No problem. Leave me. Leave. Because this will bring problem. Leave. Let it be like that. But he wanted anyhow because he is evil. That is why they are able to use him. Do you see that? Do you see that? When you make yourself, you offer yourself as a willing agent and servant, they will use you. But when they come, you say no. You politely, you politely refuse. Politely say no, don't worry. Next time I will contest. That time we can rig, no problem. You politely refuse because you are not greedy, because you love your people. Do you see it? Do you see the reason why they put, when you see Peter Mba of Enugu, these two governors fighting tooth and nail to destroy ESA and IPOB? These are people that enter there by all means. Do you see that? This man, I pity him, is calling on Nigerian government to come and fight those that put them in power. Oh. I get kaji no more ego kwa eziokwu. Yene chai o mountain. It's more than Mountain Everest though. Kamgoko na eziokwu.
Are our security agencies aware of this thing that is playing out?
Yes, we have actually written to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the Chief Security Officer of the country. Yeah. And of course, all the other agencies, both police, army, and all the also have our submission to the president. And the National Assembly has been well informed, the senators, and then the House members have been informed about this. But it will not be something that will handle by government alone. The Nigerian people must stand out. Bill Gates wants to set up these killing houses in Nigeria.
Do you hear what this man said? And it's a wise saying. He know what he's saying. Because he know that inside him, even when he's talking, he know that he said Nigerian government cannot handle it alone. Do you know why? Because he know that it is them that put the Nigerian government to set up the Nigerian government. So, but it is only the population that can rise up against this. Now, it will force the foreign farm owner in order to rethink. Say, it be like say people, they don't the wise, our slaves want revolt. Now they will call off things. But without the rising up of the people, things will continue happening. Do you see that people has power? That is why when the Nigerian government, they want to destroy IPOB because they know that we are legion. Once they destroy IPOB, Kanu, all of them, very foolish people. Leave them. A Kanu family. A Kanu family declare a letter. Who is Kanu family? For information. In this type of thing. Does Nigeria government know you? Does he even know that you existed? In 1 second, they crush and kill all of you. And make you become past tense. But what they are afraid is the legion behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is IPOB. We are everywhere. More than 100 and something countries of the world. It makes them fear. Anything we fight like a war group. So they want to first of all destroy IPOB. Once they render IPOB impotent now, how many people without any noise. Does these people, does the siblings understand this? Hope also the may go culture way pata many Imo states. Ego by all means. That is the same way. Kanu siblings. That is the same way they are doing. We must continue.
Called his hospitals. We know that firsthand because there is no way he can invest all this money, he can carry out all this program only for Nigerians to get better health. No. This is a killing house. Do you know that the Western countries did this for over 20 years in India and Southeast countries? They do something that the same type of thing in a way that they use the lower caste people.
And that's the blacks. That's it. They are the receiving end. Black
people of India. Okay. And they use them to put out to take organs, sell organs in all across Southeast Asia. And this happened for 20 good years until a black Indian became the Minister of Health and stopped this activity a few years ago. Now we will not let that happen in this country. We must call for the arrest of Bill Gates and all his cronies in this country. All of them. All the NGOs he's using and all the individuals that are helping him to carry out this program. The Nigerian people must take that responsibility. It's not a responsibility government alone can. The government can't. The government can. The government of Nigeria cannot do this on their own. So it will mean the Nigerian people, the Nigerian youth, because these slaughterhouses will be the first people to be targeted are the Nigerian youth. We must say no to Bill Gates totality, and he is the one manipulating the whole public. You know, we immediately started talking about this. All of a sudden, the children in Kaduna were kidnapped. Yeah. Just to divert the attention of the people and say, and then portray the government as is incapable of defending the Nigerian people. By the time we talked about this, all of a sudden now, oh no, there's some obscure imam is now talking about the first lady. Okay. These are all diversionary tactics. It is the same Bill Gates. He should be brought to justice in Nigeria. We're not going to wait for America. We are going to issue the indictments in Nigeria and call him to answer it. And if he does not answer it, anywhere we see him in the federal government, we will arrest him and bring him to justice. This nonsense must stop. Because somebody is a billionaire, and so what? He is dictating vaccines, he is dictating policies, he is appointing ministers, he is carrying out food policy in Nigeria, he is carrying out health policy in Nigeria. Who is this man? He must be arrested.
Yeah, Prof. When you wrote the Senate and you copied a lot of international groups, the UN, ILO, the EU, Conference of Bishops, and so many other international organizations. Now, has there been any reaction coming from?
Yeah, there have been different reactions. But as you could see, the Bill Gates charged all his parastatals working for him, the NBMA, the National Biosafety Management Agency. They were all up in arms. The so-called organizations that were set up as proxies for Monsanto, OFAB, and all that, they were all busy abusing me at the National Assembly and writing all sorts of things. But you know, these people are just actors who have been pushed out there by Bill Gates to speak for him. But what we want, the reaction we want, is Bill Gates to answer for himself, to say yes, okay, look, this is not what I'm doing in Nigeria. Then let us now have the open debate. Let him come to the National Assembly, where he will answer to these charges, and we will go there and let there be a Senate hearing. It happens all the time in America. It happens everywhere. This is a democracy. Let him come. This is not a matter for one obscure lawsuit or anything. Let him come before the people. Say, okay, I've come to Nigeria to help the Nigerian people. Okay, we now ask him, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Before, so everybody will now listen, and then they will use their common sense to figure out the truth.
Okay, now you've called for the arrest of Bill Gates and for his trial.
Yes.
Now, beyond that, what do we need to do to contain this calamity?
Now, the first thing we are going to do, yes, as a people,
yes,
we ban GMOs. Okay. Anywhere you see any GMO, don't eat it, don't use it, if possible, get it destroyed. Any GMO that comes your way, they bring it to you for you to eat. You know that it's a GMO product, throw it away. Because you're not eating any food. Food nourishes. Toxins will only kill you. Sooner or later, you will be dead of cancer or any other thing. So why eat it? It's no food. Yeah. So the thing is, you get.
I believe that many of all these things you are buying from the north, bringing, many of them are GMO. Do you know that? That is why we are clamoring. We urge you, farm what you eat. Stop eating poison. Poison. He will go poison GMO, genetically modified. That's what changed even the nomenclature of many of our people. Sickness everywhere. People are dying prematurely. We need to go back to farming, our own local farming. Farming. That is a way to keep us alive. Are you hearing me?
You get involved and make sure that your food is not GMO. And then we also discourage everybody around us about GMOs. We don't need them. They said, can you imagine when you say, okay, we are using it to solve the weevils, the insects you see in beans. So those weevils, you can use genetic material, method to actually protect the beans from that. Okay, wait a minute. Do you know we do that? We have been doing that for thousands of years. With 20 naira, 50 naira dry pepper. Yeah. You put it inside that bag, there will be no weevil there. So you are going to run to some genetic.
Do you see what this man revealed? Our local practices, or one of our local practices, which should have been developed. But no. That's why you see the house, when you see a bookie, he will carry beans, carry sniper, they point to beans. Beans that he's selling, we are eating. Oh, we are eating poison in our land. Stop eating poison. That is why we encourage you to farm. Let us farm. At least guiding them. When we are alive, we are healthy. Now we can think of building a nation. Don't you know that? Don't you know that? This, I say, we have been doing this for thousands of years. Which means it's not the Europeans that brought all these things. Our ancestors know this. It is their practices. But you don't develop it. You don't put your brain anything on it. After you start blaming our ancestors. The Chukuga walk. They blame our ancestors for your idiocy. Let us continue.
But when they put that genetic alteration, they will also alter the gene for reproduction. They put epicide, Monsanto epicide gene. If you eat that beans, you will not reproduce.
It sterilizes
you automatically. So there is no more procreation in Nigeria. We will extinct our population. And the people are coming here to take over this land. This is the plan. And it is very discouraging that you see people who say they have attended school and they can't even make out 1 + 1. It makes no sense. How can Bill Gates come to this country, take away our whole natural food we've used for thousands of years? Where did you get the experience that your GMO will work? Even the U.S. the Department of Agriculture is telling you GMO does not increase productivity of anything.
Even there in the so-called civilized, they reject it.
Yes, Britain, but Prince Charles is heading the campaign to stop GMOs in Britain. Oh, they don't know what they are doing there. Oh, the whole of Europeans, the Germans, the French, the Russians, the Italians. The Hungarians went every field of the GMO and burnt it down. The Russian president, if you actually are caught distributing GMO in Russia, you will go to 25 years imprisonment to life imprisonment. And if there is contamination of 1% with GMO gene, that means somebody some 10 miles away planted something that is GMO, and the insect got in touch with your own plant, that's contamination of 1%. You cannot export into the European Union. You cannot export into most of the countries. So that means the GMO food can never earn you any foreign currency.
Okay.
So what sense does it make?
Okay, look, finally, let me ask this question. Now, to what extent are Nigerian doctors aware of this development?
Yeah, we are briefing people, through both individual, through platforms, through different methods, making sure that people realize the danger. A lot of Nigerian doctors are aware, and they are taking the necessary personal precautions, which I cannot reveal here, which is necessary for them. But more importantly, we want a more proactive way. So we inform other people, because if people know of this and reject all the nonsensical things from Bill Gates, not one thing Bill Gates has done in this country that is useful, not including his involvement in the so-called prevention of this disease or that disease. Rubbish things that don't even make medical sense. So we must reject and kick him out of this country with all his organizations and parastatals that he's supporting. And until this country does that, this country will never come to life. It's not possible. All these are problems, both economic. He uses the economic, he will use the World Bank, he will use the IMF to put pressure on Nigeria. The youth of Nigeria must take on the campaign to throw this guy out with all his organizations and all those people working for him in this country, throw them out of this country so that we can have some life. You see what the Malians have done. See what all the Nigerians have done. See what all the Burkina Faso people have done. This is the country also. Niger Republic today is the fourth fastest growing economy in the, we don't have to do any coup. We still follow our democratic process. We still follow our governance structure, but we now reject what is evil. We reject it because the Malians discovered that where the French were occupying, was where most of the terrorism was taking place.
Yeah.
So they now, when they kick the French out, the terrorism stopped. So that's what we have to do. So in this place, we kick out Bill Gates and all his multiple organizations, and this terrorism will vanish. They will not even have 3 weeks in this country because they can't sustain it. They live on, they are hired assassins. They are hired killers. So they have to be paid every month. And the billionaire, before he pays them, you have to show him evidence that you are killing people. That's what is happening. He's paying them 10,000 every month. Though they are big officers. So why wouldn't they kill people? And these are people coming from Libya, from all these conflict-prone countries in Africa, where you have active mercenaries. So I think the correct thing to do is for the youth of Nigeria to carry on the campaign and create awareness both among themselves and across the country, so we can kick out Bill Gates out of this country. He is the origin and source of every amount of terrorism and evil that is going on in this country.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you for being part of our program.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, viewers, this is.
I rest my case. This man is calling on the Nigerian youths. Very, very sad and pathetic. Nigerian youths to rise up. Let me tell you something before I open the lines. Even if normally, if the government or the president signed off the country before being in office, the uprising in the country by the population can make even the man, the president, tell his handlers and say, Oga, on see now, see our people, these people, they want to throw cast a revolution. Otherwise, if I know appease them, if I know remove this thing, they will throw me out of office and they will put their man and everything with Jabara. They will tell you, do you see? But Nigerians who say, if you talk, they say Igbo man, Igbo man. This person, do you see this man, Njemans, he's an Igbo man. That's why it's one of the reasons Britain hates Igbo people. Let me tell you, Britain hates Biafrans. They want to exterminate us because they saw us as very stubborn set of people that can challenge them, that can open eye and start talking and challenging them, obstructing what they are doing. That's why they went as far as renditioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from another country. Our people, please, if you are hearing my voice, whether you are Hausa, whether you are Kanuri, or for another ordinary, we don't have any problem with you. We want to save even your life. Rise up. You are also in mortal danger. The continuous existence of Nigeria means all these things are in the hands. You are in the hands of Bill Gates and America and Britain. They want to use you, harvest your organs, and turn you into dummies and your generations. Are you hearing me? That is what fighting for Biafra means. This is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the lines so that people will call in. I'll just take few calls, please. Do not go away. I'll be right back.
IPOB call to action. Biafrans return to farming. Invest in agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production? Food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future. It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for resources. This reliance could pose potential threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride, it's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large, threatening to cast a dark shadow over the land. But here's the thing, Biafrans are not destined to be victims, but victors. IPOB, led by the indomitable Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, believes that Biafra has the means and the fertile lands to avert this impending danger. This call to action isn't just about planting seeds in the ground, but planting seeds of hope, resilience, and self-reliance. And it's not just about farming. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports agriculture, from cash crops to animal husbandry. It's about building agricultural cottage industries that process and preserve agricultural products for export, turning Biafra into a powerhouse of agricultural productivity. So where do you come in? IPOB is appealing to all Biafrans philanthropists to support farmers in their communities. But this support doesn't only mean giving temporary food items, it means providing seedlings and other farming implements. It means encouraging and supporting farmers to go back to farming, to go back to the land that once provided for us all. And it's not just about the present, but about the future. IPOB is urging Biafrans to invest in agricultural research centers. Why? because quality research and development is key to growing our native food products efficiently and sustainably.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name is Nnamdi Mazi, Jonathan Chinedu from Alu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 8th day of April 2024. That Abobocheke, a day of eclipse of the sun. Therefore, our lines are now opened. Our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat. +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal number is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. I will take just few calls, please. We are in a mortal danger in Nigeria. I am assuring you that. Caller on Signal, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Jonathan, I can hear you.
No, Zildo Drege, there wo.
Mazi Jonathan, I am Bugula. You know, when you feel you have heard it all, I know. And when they hand on our one name, because Nigeria is our graveyard as far as Biafrans are concerned. Like you rightly say, these are things that can cause revolution in a sense society, but Nigeria in a sense society. Look at the revelations. And today, he made a mistake by saying he called on Nigerian youth or Nigerian citizens. Because these same Nigerian youth and citizens are the same people who, they see those brigades, Elon Musk as their God. You and your fellow local champion will be talking. When you want to make a statement, I think Diego Brigade. Do you have money like Brigade? So they are actually glorifying those people who are killing them on daily basis. This is what is happening in our land. Look at Imo State. Look at Imo State. Hope doesn't make all our people mad. This is not a joke. Our people must rise up. Hope doesn't make our people butcher tomorrow now. It's only your people that is fighting. Every other organization, every concerned citizen, or everybody that are quiet. But in both 8 years, God, I want them at the web tower revelation, a testimony. We will now begin to call every hope of them, who challenge the mother life. But now that he's alive, God, they happy. Nobody is contesting. All government, rather, he had went and signed peace accord, both Rochas Okorocha and his in-law. All of them now sign peace accord to kill Imo State to extinct, because Abuga in the Igbo, they are not only clean the Imo line, they are clean all Biafran, because all Biafran cut across. We do business along our states, we control ourselves. We all are one in our street life. We are Biafran, we do things together. I can go to Imo State for business. His killers squad. Even local
of course.
Something that all of us participated. Even hope that the man himself organization as a growing up idiot. But when a woman is on the throne, and people are saying, even the Igbo people, this is why we have to tune down on this Igbo and face our Biafra struggle. Hold it there, because this is the only surviving grace we have. Because Igbo silent to their own injustice happening to them. It's an anathema. They don't help. They can fight for others, but when something is happening, you think there is a conspiracy that we must be the one destroying ourselves by ourselves. Or danger, because people of them has killed people enough. It has to be put to stop. It don't have to be killing. These are those people they went and released in prison during their prison jailbreak. Now he went and give them authority. All those people that error on a community have to harbor animosity in the communities. So now they call to revenge on the lives of innocent citizens in a village. They are not chasing on your out of village, so that Fulani will come and occupy. This is why we must continue to fight What we are doing today is the only work that Africa needs. That liberation, because like one of our brothers said, the battlefield is in our mind, it's in our mental strength. This is where we have problem. This is where we glorify our killers. This is why we do every evil thing. Look at all the hospitals. Mazi, like the clip you're playing, my greatest regret for me to go and take that their COVID-19, that first jab they give us in a military barrack actually. And I never went for the second one because of pressure from office and all of that. Because everything that concerns Nigeria is not being controlled by Nigeria. Look at all those agencies, all those Ministry of Health, all those sectors that are controlled by Western imperialists. All of them, they have the symbol of the Western powers. They never have any symbol that is indigenous to us. All their symbol, all their logos, go and see. They have either they have one Freemason sign as their symbol. These are Western instruments in our life, which they are using to kill our people by all means. By all means, they have every connection to kill, to eliminate, to decide who lives. And these are Western vandals in British created evil contraction called Nigeria, and they are doing it with impunity. And the people they are even doing all these things towards Mazi, they don't care. All they are doing now is only Japa to Europe, everywhere Japa syndrome. Today, Japa has become a best achievement of a Nigerian. So is it not what the Fulanis and the Britain plan to chase everybody away from the land and take over the land? This is their agenda. And Mazi, we have come to stay because we know our position as the only people who are speaking up. Because every other Nigerian, every other African person that is speaking, there are people who are speaking, but you don't just speak. You talk, you act. They are not backing up their words with action, which means you just make statements. You can just be saying things for years without action. Those your words will even begin to bore the people you are saying it to. This is why we must do more of work, so that our land will be liberated and make whole again. Because so as the jingle will always say, going back to our land, famine is the only thing, because it's always said they can never claim to impregnate a woman without first of all impregnating the land. Everywhere. This is how they marry so many wives and they live happily. Generate our generation to the point that we are now the most populated. But we must make sure that our population must count for something. Let our population not always be for the interest of the Westerners, those who want to kill us. Let our population count for our interest first. Mazi, I appreciate your good work. Government will continue to give us the grace. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he must be freed unconditionally according to Article 13th of October 2022. There we stand. There is no going back, man. In there,
of course. There were. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, are you there?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Mazi. And good evening from here. Yeah, thank you, sir. Mazi. Yeah, thank you. Mazi, my name is Mazi Badabuchi. Mazi, a very quick one. Mazi, thank you for what you have been doing for Biafra. God bless you. Mazi, do you hear what this man said? This man that revealed this secret. He says from Buhari time, Big Get is still trying to do what he wants to do. That evil work. From Buhari time up to this time that Miloko, which is this president today. From Buhari time, you can't believe it. Up to this time, believing that this man is not ready to give up. This man knows what he is about to do. He's not going to give up today. What that guy is saying, that the only way out, Mazi, is only revolution. The government himself cannot do nothing. The government, because they are part of the deal, they cannot do nothing. Ike Kwereman is part of the deal. Now he's in jail in Britain. It's part of the deal. Mazi, only the way out, Mazi, is we to fight this thing we are fighting for Biafra, to liberate ourselves and go out of this evil contraction called Nigeria. Nigeria is just a graveyard. They don't count people living there as a human being. Can't you imagine the from president that go away to another president? Do you think that this man is intend to stop? No. Bill Gates can never stop. You know what he intends to do, and he must accomplish what he's about to do. So, Biafra, what I'm saying is, let us buckle up, let us tight up, and get what we are looking for. If we don't get Biafra, another thing I want to say, before I drop, is about going to farm. Biafra, you have heard this secret now. If you say no one to go to farm, it's left for you. This is the opportunity. You see that all these things they are bringing to you from Fulani and Hausa from the north, all of them is contaminated. Only the way out is farm what you eat for yourself, and you are going to farm. Mazi, again, you mentioned about Kanu family and this and that. Today, Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu say one thing when they interview him in a court last time. He says, who will counter my order if I give all them Biafra land? Who will counter it? Do you know why Nnamdi Kanu is saying this? You know, he's saying this not because of his family. Who is their family? He's saying it because of IPOP is intact. You know that IPOP is there. That's why he's saying what he say. Without IPOP, Nnamdi Kanu cannot say who will counter his order. You know that we are there for him, and he is there for us. Mazi, thank you for having me, and God bless you. Continue your good job, and God bless you. Thank you.
There were Mazi. There were. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Please go on. Caller on signal.
Yes, Mazi Jonathan. Good evening, sir.
There were Mazi.
May God bless you for your good work. Mazi, we don't know what to use to pay you for this good work. This good work you are giving us. This good service that you are giving us. Mazi, may Chukwu Kadama bless you and strengthen you. Continue this work. Mazi, I greet our HODs, the men of integrity. May God bless you people and give you people more strength to lead us to this, our journey to the freedom. May God bless our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi, in short, Nigeria youth let me just use this language. We don't have government anyway, and that is what we normally see. Or saw in a place where there is no government, nobody to protect you. Mazi, look at what this man, have been doing to so-called zoo people. Look at the plan of this brigade, killing people, and after killing people, brigade will pay money for Nigeria government for killing their citizens. Mazi, if Biafra did not come, Mazi, I have go. If Biafra did not come, we have finished. Biafra is our last hope. And we must do everything possible to leave this country. Because Nigeria, as it stands now, is a no man's land. Is a place of come and do as you like. Come and kill as you like. Okay, look at what our brother is revealing. Mazi, which people that will carry this work now to at least to gather people to protest against this brigade. Nobody will do it, because if there is uprising in the southeast to protest against this criminal of brigade, you will see these people from the north will rise up and against them to tell that they just purposely create Nigeria for them to have their plan being done. For them to continue eating people, killing people, going away without anybody holding them. Mas, I'm telling you the fact, even using our so-called elite governors, killing our people, because they are backing them, even using the military to back themselves. That is why if you rise up to protest against Britain, they will use military to kill you. Where are we going? Except Biafra, except if Biafra did not come. Mas, from now to 20 years to come, in fact, I don't think whether there is when you are again. But I thank you for this. For in short, let me just use this media to say, anybody that's sabotaging our radio, any soul in this our struggle that's sabotaging our radio, not to be vibrant to our local people in their various community. I say, Machiko Kabiama kill you this night, because this program, Mazi, this program supposed to be go far. It's supposed to have even local and using local language to break it down so that our people will know. Now, like most of our people don't know what is NGOs. And this program is supposed to be program that we have to go down with our own local language so that people will know that whatever being provided by NGOs, maybe you go to a meeting, they say NGO give you rice, or you go to the other side, they say NGO give you this. You should not take it. You should not eat it. Mazi, there's no place that you can hear this good news except in Radio Biafra. And the people are being paid to support this Radio Biafra, which our HOD are suffering day and night to put in place. Anybody that's sabotaging this Radio Biafra, he can never live as a good thing, because our people are supposed to hear this good news that we are dying. Brigade, they are killing us using our everything they have to kill us. They don't want us to live. That's because of Igbo man reviewed this thing. Had it been that it's not Igbo man they reviewed this thing, Mazi, you will see what will happen. But nevertheless, may Chukwu bless you. I want to tell our people, let's go back to farm. As our leadership have instructed us, Mazi then deceive us to tell us that Oji na ben nagi na arose, Oji na ben nagi na arose. That is why, Mazi, if you come to our villages, you can never see Iroko-tree. Mazi, during that time, when you see Iroko-tree, very mighty, you see apple tree, very mighty. But this time around, they use their propaganda as a religion to deceive us. We start cutting those trees. That is why if you come to our villages, you can never see any kind of that kind of tree again, Mazi. And we must stop doing that. Let's go back to farm and put those things that our HOD have told us to do. We must do it, because I may Mazi, may God bless you. We can never go back to this struggle, because I also we must continue. Biafra must come. Mazi, God, may God.
The Mazi, of course, we don't have back to go. Our duty is to, let our people understand the reality. That is how we move together as a people. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Please go on.
Yeah,
yeah, go on. Okay. WhatsApp now.
Good evening, Mazi. I make you so much. Other encouragement in Yon. One day now you can Radio Biafra this night. Yeah, my first time I call my Radio Biafra. But I may listener of Radio Biafra, which are one member of IPOD and Napoli here. But for years, I will be any platform for manding our these media warriors. Ian J. now, that you know that because I'm with many people. No one can get this Radio Biafra. And the message, people now, believe just like this here on a play this night. Only open grade that thing, so that now impact that thing put redeem your man now go ya okwasi. And again, another thing, this is an issue of Mazi, Nnamdi, Kanu, and all the rest of them. Every India, and my chop and something there I chop that day. And that clear that broadcast Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oga that now. Also, in the way of a block or Biafra not to come, the person will be crushed and destroyed totally. So, among 1 year, adequate way of that message, because that message you are supposed to an outsider when the message put them also more way, also more okay. So all goes from 1 year, more 1 year. So among 1 year the way. Ma this this lawyer Haji here was higher me here no Mazi Nnamdi Kanu no family something or also go na family. You also no family. More no woman man no here. They go get stand Radio Biafra of fish no you na we go see time ya na. So here we enjoy AR. Mazi overall possible that a clip nothing will play here. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu see that now. Ma all better more Kenya. Only now impediment of Biafra not to come. The person will be crushed and destroyed totally. Everyone goes what they wish. More I bet go the clip here. Also that on sabotage this struggle. You also I want I question go more from and where we go nowhere. So eba kana end there. Ama ekele gị na ndị niile gị na ha zara agbasa ozi na ego Biafra ọ dịghị Chineke mkpa ọnụ mme n'aha Jizọs.
There were Mazi Udodrege. There were. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp. I think you'll be the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp. Mazi Chuku, can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Mazi Chuku in Anahem Neku.
Yes, Mazi Jonathan.
There were Mazi.
Ahambo Chuku Emmanuel. Them Sinapo. Another clip he played this evening. When he heard Radio Biafra Nekube, Nkawombo, that very man in Kuru clip, I think last year, they played this clip. Mwoku ihe basari ke kwe madu. Nando tie, may approve that. Ihe mere o ndị Igbo sịrị mgbe akara ntị ma ọ nọ mgbe egburu isi ya na ntị eso. Ọ bụ ihe mwute. Anyị hụtara onwe anyị n'ọnọdụ a n'ebe ahụ akpọrọ Nigeria. Na ndị nne ebe ahụ a na-akpa agwa dịka mmadụ. Onwebeghị ihe Nnamdi Kanu na-ekwube. Onye ihe na-ekwube. Obekwe ndị nwe ntị na-anụ ihe na-ekwube na redio. Ọtọ ndị a na-agwa ha na nwe ntị ha na-anụ ihe. Ihe gbasara onye kwuru okwu last, ihe gbasara Nnamdi Kanu na ụmụnne. Ihe mere ama m otu ndị mmadụ si aghọta ihe because oge ụfọdụ ikwu okwu ụfọdụ aghọta ya na ụdị ka ha ga-esi ghọta ya. Biko taa amamihe onye ọbụla si dị because otu a ihu ndị mmadụ dị iche iche. Otu a ka aghọta ndị mmadụ dị iche iche. Ndị mmadụ na-ekwu okwu ga mara ụdị mmadụ na ụdị brain ya nwere. Dịka onye a kwuru okwu last ihe gbasara ụmụnne Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu kwuru okwu ha na onye wụ nwanne ya ma ọ wụ nwanna ya wụ onye IPOB na ya ma onye ọzọ. Gịle ihe a na-eplay na ebe ụmụnne Nnamdi Kanu. Ego ka e nyere ha. Mungu bụ onye o doro anya, onye ka na-eche ya chewe. Immediately emere adopt Nnamdi Kanu na Kenya. N'enyi anya separate onwe from DOS. Connected with Kanu and Emmanuel Kanu and Aloy Ejimako with their group. Onye ka na-eche ya n'ọdị ọzọ ya chewe. Ya chewe ihe ahụ nke wee eziokwu. Ha na-work against this movement. Ha do against our leader. Onye na-aghọtabeghị ya ghọta ya na Kanu na-enyi anya Aloy Ejimako, Emmanuel Kanu wee enemy of Biafra with their group. Simple and short. Gị na-eche n'ụzọ ọzọ chewe mgbe ị mechara mgbe ị gbachara gburugburu ga-apụta main road na nke ahụ nke eziokwu. So for that reason Nnamdi Kanu nọ for Biafra. O kwuru ekwu okwugharịa sị mgbe ọbụla ya tụgharị ihu kwuo ihe ọzọ ndị nọ n'azụ gbuke isi ha move forward elekwara anya n'azụ. Ọ sị ka akwụsọsọ move forward. So onye ọbụla kwesịrị ịmara ihe o kwesịrị ime. Unu chefuo okwe onye ọbụla ndị a na-agba ihe ndị akwụkwọ ndị ihere anaghị eme. Because oge ụfọdụ ihere na-eme m nwa na onwe m ma m bịa na-anụ ụmụ ihe ụfọdụ na redio. Ihere na-eme m. Because ekwesịghị ka onye ọbụla wụ kpọrọ onwe onye Igbo m ga-anụ ihe ọ ga na-eme wụtọ ga-esi mebie this movement. Si na ya wụ Simon Ekpa, ya wụ autopilot, na ya wụ all this ihere na-emekwa unu n'elu ụwa ndị Igbo. Ihere na-eme unu ya unu ihere na-eme unu n'ama unu mmekata ihe a unu na-eme o Chineke kwere ihe ọjọọ ya rere unu. Ahụhụ ga-adịrị unu n'elu ụwa gbaa gburugburu site n'ebighị ebi. ihere ga-eme onye Igbo ndị na-agba mgba ịlụ ọgụ a imebi ọdịnihu ha. Mba dị iche iche na-achọ ka ọ dịrị ndị ibe ha mma, sọsọ ndị Igbo. Ihe mere iwere ndị Igbo na-egbu ndị Igbo, unu kwere ewere unu na-egbu unu. Ihere a na-eme unu. Ihe merela ndị Igbo na Nigeria ekwesị ka onwe onye Igbo na-ekwute okwu Nigeria by now. This current one ndị Igbo ejiri caterpillar na-atiri ihe unu nwere na Lagos. Sọsọ ka ahụ adịbeghị enough. But ihe m maara problem anyị nwere from beginning wụ na ndị Igbo enweghị leader after the war. Ihe a kpọrọ ha na eze ndị Igbo ndị ohi na ndị ama. Emmanuel Iwanya wụ onye osi. Emmanuel Iwanya onye ohi ka ọ wụ. Hope Uzodimma wụ onye ohi. Ndị Britain achọpụtala na ihe ha ga-emewe iwere ndị osi were na-achị ndị Igbo werela ndị Igbo n'iyi. Ewezuga Nnamdi Kanu, ewezuga disi redio, olee ihe mmadụ ga-eme? Ewezuga Nnamdi Kanu, ewezuga disi redio. A na-ekwukwe n'ụfọdụ na-anụ ụfọdụ na-anụ ruo ole mgbe ka ọ ga-amara ihe. Ugboro ole ka ihe ga-eme onye Igbo ya amụta ihe n'elu ụwa? Ebidoro igbu unu from 1945. How many years to 18 years? And still, ndị Igbo ka na-ezuzu ruo taa. Ihere megbuo ndị na-amabeghị ihe ruo taa, ihere megbuo unu. Ihere megbuo unu wa atụrụ na anyị ọdụ unu chere m na-emebigo nna nwe unu. Ndị a na-agba mgba DOS ka mebie Chinasa Nworu, Chike Doziem ihe a ga-eme. Ọ Kanu nta Kanu malitere from the beginning. What is all this nonsense? Ọ maka ịpampa all this nonsense. Ya wunye na-eme ihe these people egbuo onye megbupu isi. Enough of this nonsense. I don't pamper this nonsense like this Suzu, I didn't Suzu. Ihe ji mara onye Igbo wee gaa church. The more I got church, the more you need Suzu. Ndị believe. Ndị Yoruba mepe church ga ahụ ndị Igbo Suzu 80% na church. Unu atụ titan offer. Mgbe unu kunu weta ego sọpọtụ IPOB, gaa na admis na-achọ ka inye gị akaụntụ. Anyị ga akaụntụ $2,000. Ndị ohi, ihere megbu unu. Ebere unu na-emere m. Ebere unu, ebere ndị. Ma Jonathan jisike, unu nwawu ndị na-abịa na redio na-ekwu okwu ọ dị izu. But jisike, ndị ọzọ jisike. Site na amara Chineke, Chukwu okike abịama, zipụtara Nnamdi Kanu ka a gaa njem a. Ọ ga-enyere anyị aka. At the end, nweta ihe anyị na-achọ. Jisike, gị nwa Jonathan jisike. Hello, jisike. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this is where I'm going to call. Let me, Mazi, call on. What's up? Please make it as brief as you can because I am on the verge of closing. Mazi, can you hear me? Call on. What's up? Please. There, what you see? Oh, Biafra will hear it.
My name is some colleague from France. I'm trying to contribute little, only little. Mazi, Jonathan, God bless you so much. I'm working, just coming from the work. Sorry, dear friend, because you can hear some noise. What I'm trying to say this evening, you bring down, you get down the good news about the person. And also,
Mazi, your voice, I don't know. Are you using earpiece? Your voice always sounds, I don't know. Please.
No, I'm not hearing. I'm not.
Then it's your phone because most of the time it used to be like this. Go on.
Are you hearing me now?
Ganiru. Make it brief. Ganiru.
What I'm trying to say is concerning about the English everything in the reproduction system. We talk about this issue about the states, and many people do not understand. And when what they call them, ending of the boo-boo, dead boo-boo, and this dead one Jagaban enter. It was activated, able to wipe the Biafrans and across the Nigerian indigenous people inside there. What I'm trying to say is, this is the only time the indigenous people of inside the Nigeria can rise up in uniform, in able to fight and also liberate themselves. Because this wave of freedom that is moving, championed by IPOB, if any of them who were trying to be a political bigot and also a religious bigot, trying to strike and think that we are doing our own self or ego, they are cheating themselves, because our plane have already left and we are not coming back again in that system again. Because if you check what is going on in the world today, they are trying to create a third world war. In that third world war, they want to wipe all the whole useless people, and some of the weak country, they think they will use that kind of strategy and clean them. Then they will reprogram the people they want to live in this world, because of all those can I call it 12 family or 13 family. Inside the 13 family, you can have a sister, and many of them, and they are fighting. That's why when you go deep in that families, where you can find the brigades and all their and co, both the electric something, what do they call them, General Electric and their members. When they call them General Electric, NGO is inside there. What are they doing? They want to paralyze Africa, starting from Nigeria. After paralyzing Africa and destroy the African future, then they will go to South Africa, South America, down to all those so-called the third world country. When they finish them and take all their benefits and resources, then they wipe them and take their natural resources and they occupy that land. Because one thing we need to understand, Europe have a problem about land problem. If anything happen in earthquake, Europe will wipe up in one day. The same thing like America and other part of all this Western world. Only Africa that if anything called natural disaster happen, nothing can be affected there. That's why they are channeling that Canaan land, or what do you call it, promised land, which is Africa, in making sure that they will share them in a new era way. Because about colonialism and neo-colonialism, it just a start play. What they are preparing for us, if we do not wake up now and they take the freedom from ourselves, sorry is our big name. Oh, hey Biafra.
Oh,
bye bye for now.
Biafra. There were. I don't know. I have to go, honestly. Let me pick this call. Mazi, Chris, please make it brief. Welcome to the program. Please go on.
Thank you very much, Mark. Good evening, seconds.
There were.
Even Chobriko, really tonight, link to the COVID-19. You see that these people, since the creation of Nigeria and the existence of the white people from Africa, or their partial exits from just like the Africa to liberate themselves somehow, they are trying everything possible to make sure they eliminate Africa. They can hear about the plans of Kedaha, this man, Adolf Hitler. The same project, the same plan, but it's only that Chile can allow somehow out of our ignorance and stupidity. Unless why, let me give you an example. I'm going to take Magana home. Even during the COVID, they planned this COVID mayor worldwide so that the vaccination will go to Africa, the dangerous vaccination will go. And even in Europe, I am suspecting that some of us that took it in Europe and the other places, the vaccination is different from is somehow to sterilize our people. So very few, some already know everybody. But now we can 1 million out of 500, out of 2 million, then sterilize. So you know what is going on, you understand it. Then another thing is that they were unable to handle it in Africa because the government are not in charge of the people, are not somehow in control of the people. Because when the transportation system by the government that will force you, or offices, a lot of offices, many people are working individual and private places. So unlike here in Europe, where even the government control the private sectors and everything, everybody they force you, whether you private or government one, you forced to take it. But in Africa, it wasn't effective like that, and that is why they come back again. Even you watch Ken Cameron Sierra Leone or Liberia, then Ghana or the Ebola. Yes, all these things was the link. They are trying to link in to make sure that they bring in Africa down. You will listen to one of the women from I think European or Switzerland president. Then he said that Africa are growing up demographically, and it's a threat to the Western world. So these things will tell you where they are going.
She said it clear. But how many of Africans will understand this? It's very, very clear. He says it's a threat.
Good. Very, very clear. It's a threat to the Western world. How is it a threat? Because when the population will grow, there will be a demand. Maybe things the government, maybe their things working in the government will be so difficult because people will need the demand will be so high. Why the production or whatever will be very low. So what can cause inflation, and inflation can lead to revolution and a lot of things. And when a revolution comes, and what around, that is why you will threat to them, because all a revolution cause problems and all can stop all their activities at that moment in Africa and other things, whatever they're doing, and all a very big threat, and they are working hard to make sure that they maintain all their legacy and everything in Africa. But this we, and you have been to wake up, understand that these people able to marry China. Mabigale ihe mere expire all during the while Dora Kinyere was Dora Kinyere was the chairman of NDLA, I think so. Since Anna born all Gundishi Switzerland and other places now born in Lagos. Since I was a man took over, what happened? And when I need drug, even I'll put your head bridge for almost 3 months. Make sure first one are able to do drug people now. When I complain that all foreign companies they put fake drug and expired drug in Nigeria, and and since then also people the Fulani people the tools of the Europe, the West, they take over everything. When fake drug in them and when they fiber because this is their plans of the West. It is we to wake up. And how do we do it? Let us have people begin to cultivate. Let us begin our indigenous food, and that will help us to grow and better life, at least for the future. Thank you, Mazi, and God bless you.
Mazi. This is where I'm going to stop. Dear friends and lovers of freedom, this radio is for your enlightenment. So forget about the hatred of Biafra or any bias you might have against the DOS. We are on the right track in order to restore Biafra. And the restoration of Biafra means liberating ourselves from the European farmland, from the Western farm that is Nigeria. Because Nigeria is created in order to serve as a farm where they will be taking things for free. Human organs, ovals or women eggs, any type of organs, anything they want, natural resources, you know. So that is it. For us to save ourselves, human beings that are occupying here, we must destroy Nigeria. As once we destroy Nigeria, we disrupt their plans. That is it. They will understand that, look, these people are real human beings. Do not count on Nigerian politicians. They have given them leverage. They make them rich. They have the money. They can travel. They don't take the drug you are taking. They don't go to the hospital you are going. So for them, they are safe. Any other person can go to hell. But that is the problem. The worst nightmare of Nigerians, these UG black people in general. But we must continue in spreading this gospel. Biafra remains our destiny. Biafra is our religion, our identity, and everything we care for. We must continue in this struggle without fear or favor. Consistency is the key. Therefore, thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. From here, it is simply good evening.
A tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride. It's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large, threatening to cast a dark shadow over the land. But here's the thing. Biafrans are not destined to be victims, but victors. IPOB, led by the indomitable Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, believes that Biafra has the means and the fertile lands to avert this impending danger. This call to action isn't just about planting seeds in the ground, but planting seeds of hope, resilience, and self-reliance. And it's not just about farming. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports agriculture, from cash crops to animal husbandry. It's about building agricultural cottage industries that process and preserve agricultural products for export, turning Biafra into a powerhouse of agricultural productivity. So where do you come in? IPOB is appealing to all Biafrans philanthropists to support farmers in their communities. But this support doesn't only mean giving temporary food items. It means providing seedlings and other farming implements. It means encouraging and supporting farmers to go back to farming, to go back to the land that once provided for us all. And it's not just about the present, but about the future. IPOB is urging Biafrans to invest in agricultural research centers. Why? Because quality research and development is key to growing our native food products efficiently and sustainably. It's about learning how to fish, not just buying fish to eat. This call to action is not just about investing in agriculture, but also about investing in the future of Biafrans. It's about is key to growing our native food products efficiently and sustainably. It's about learning how to fish, not just buying fish to eat. This call to action is not just about investing in agriculture, but also about investing in the future of Biafrans. It's about This call to action is not just about investing in agriculture, but also about investing in the future of Biafrans. It's about